truth. I want to live in the reality because at the end of the day, that's what we living in. So you don't have to spare my feelings or anything like that. I've always been the type of person that preferred the truth over a lie.
I want the truth. No matter how people may feel, I want the truth. I know but it is what it is. I want the truth. And you can keep living along with your life. I want the truth. Who cares what the people are saying? I want the truth. Every night and every day, I want the truth. And you can keep living along with your life. Give me the truth. Don't wanna hear it if it ain't the truth. Stop living in fear and give me the truth. And you can keep living your life a whole life. I want the truth. I'm not afraid, I want the truth. Cause I'm finna play, I want the truth. And you can continue living your life alive.
I guess they feel my presence when I left, ooh, ooh. I do this for my bitch, shoulda checked, ooh, ooh. I woke up this morning feeling blessed, ooh, ooh. Another day that we escaped death, ooh, ooh. I guess they feel my presence when I left, ooh, ooh. I do this for my bitch, shoulda checked, ooh, ooh. I woke up this morning feeling blessed, ooh, ooh. Another day that we escaped death. Yo, Eagles explosive. Yo, about to get cooked. We in this bitch roasted. Are you the same when you did with the most? They rollin' with rollers, but we ain't just coasted. Woke up at sex for breakfast. More on time and less on lessons. Was once the type to question questions. Same table, but the checks is separate. My fault, G. You said it was cool. I fucked up inside. Mexican food. Face two to be bright. Like helping the school. You ducking the float till you fell in the pool. Since when is it being a feeling so cool? You don't even do what you tell us you do. I got this bag, no mailing it through. These demons tell me I'm a hell of a dude. Garrett and Key, man, it's all about time and disorder some ways, but I'm already flying. This is just me when I'm not really trying. I take a top off and she don't even mind it. I make a hit and just sit and rewind it. Like I give a shit about how you define it. We got some fans many miles away, so all that chuck shit is just child's play. I guess they feel my presence when I left, ooh, ooh. I do this for my bitch, shoulda checked, ooh, ooh. I woke up this morning feeling blessed, ooh, ooh. Another day that we escaped death, ooh, ooh. I guess they feel my presence when I left, ooh, ooh. I do this for my bitch, shoulda checked, ooh, ooh. I woke up this morning feeling blessed, ooh, ooh. Another day that we escaped death, hey.
Pull up, talking shit, I know she bout to suck my dick, extend over with the clip. Hit a bitch, hit a lick, she blowing bubbles with her lips, she blowing O's with her spit, she love it when I hit it quick, and if I like her, I slow it down. She know what time it is every time I come around. Yeah, she gets wet like a puddle in the ground. All she want is sex, but she'll lay a bitch down. Over Mari, baby, she call me Big Daddy now. I don't know why they hating on us for. These niggas ain't got shit on us, no. Hold a gun like I'm rich, back at it, talking slick, back at it, on my dick, big face, on my wrist. Oh, oh.
I guess they feel my presence when I left, ooh, ooh. I do this for my bitch, shoulda checked, ooh, ooh. I woke up this morning feeling blessed, ooh, ooh. Another day that we escaped death, ooh, ooh. I guess they feel my presence when I left, ooh, ooh. I do this for my bitch, shoulda checked, ooh, ooh. I woke up this morning feeling blessed, ooh, ooh. Another day that we escaped death, hey.
intelligent life in the universe outside of Earth? It's an ancient question from early human societies to the past eras when a newscaster would sit up right here, like I'm doing with you now, and raise the question.
CBS reports UFO, friend, foe, or fantasy. Recorded by CBS News correspondent Walter Cronkite.
Good evening. Reports of flying saucers are nothing new. From the beginning of recorded time, men have been seeing unexplainable things in the sky. And there's no reason to doubt they saw...
Tyranny? Tyranny? You okay in there? Tyranny? Tyranny? You okay? Tyranny? Tyranny? What's wrong? What's with the look? Oh, this is beautiful. Is this what fell? That's not me. Oh my God. I don't see her. She's not there.
Creeping through the night, I know what you like. I live my life, had to roll the dice. She won't spend the night, but I can't make her wise. Only met her once, let me fuck her twice. Creeping through the night, I know what you like. I live my life, had to roll the dice. She won't spend the night, but I can't make her wise. Only met her once, let me fuck her twice. Through the night, creeping through the night, through the night, creeping through the night, creeping through the night, creeping. Hey. My cold as ice, blow like Dolomite. This no one-on-one, bitch, I ball like mine. I just thought that bitch that you just made your wife. Never trust the internet, that shit do your trife. And I'm focused on that shit that help me sleep at night. I be wishing you were here, but you were always right. Blew up overnight, I guess you want me right. But you don't know me right, but you gon' show me right. Still creeping through the night. You cool as when it breeze, it ain't winter time. Girl, are you still on me? I just need some peace of mind. Creeping through the night, I know what you like. I live my life, had to roll the dice. She won't spend the night, but I can't make her wise. Only met her once, let me fuck her twice. Creeping through the night, I know what you like. I live my life, had to roll the dice. She won't spend the night, but I can't make her wise. Only met her once, let me fuck her twice. Through the night, creeping through the night, creeping through the night, creeping through the night, creeping.
y'all go follow me on Instagram and all that at Mac Myra. Follow all the bad bitches back. Told you go to die was finna have this shit in the headline. You ain't wanna listen to it. Yo. I said I'm cool with the dudes who be killing. Getting head from a nigga hoe, you don't know the feeling. Staying up all night, running through a zip. What you want to eat, baby? I ain't one of them. Hey, what you wanna see? Fuck your baby daddy hoe, he'll wanna be. Glock 9 got a beam, it'll put you underneath. Make a phone call, they'll put you on the team. Nigga thinking he a kingpin. Roll a joint while my hoe put her weave in. Rap nigga, trap nigga, yeah, I'm deep in. All my niggas sell dope on the weekend. All my niggas sell dope on the weekday. Rapping, I got hoes, yeah, I'm DJ. I be buying all the kicks, I'm East Bay. The hook get a fake name, Felipe. Nigga, do it with yourself, you don't want a Cody. How the hell you from the Yak and you don't know me? When I jugged on the South, I ain't get rated. Nigga made a 10 bar and damn near fainted. The plug hit me with a load, hallelujah. Tell you all about a scale, I'm a connoisseur. Rap game, trap game, yeah, I'm knee deep. Putting nose on the block, I'm Chief Keef. I can't lead a rap game, shit, it need me. You ever hit your son up when you need pee? Cause you know you on probation and you drop dirty? And your ass see the judge, he go drop 30. Boy, I hear your money young like Mac May. Have my nigga shoot a nigga like Max Payne. Took another Percocet for the back pain. I get the Robinson like my last name. Oh, you don't know. I said I'm cool with the dudes who be killing. Getting head from a nigga hoe, you don't know the feeling. Staying up all night, running through a zip. What you want to eat, baby? I ain't one of them. Hey, what you wanna see? Fuck your baby daddy hoe, he'll wanna be. Glock 9 got a beam, it'll put you underneath. Make a phone call, they'll put you on the team.
Another day, another dollar in this motherfucker. Make you scream, wanna holler in this motherfucker. Nigga work with a dog collar. How the fuck I'm supposed to raise from the ghetto if the pay little? Every man that I know got a plan. Every man that I know work for the man. Speak for me and breathe air you breathe. So I know I got something to achieve. In the mind of a state, give a fuck on what it take. I'm a millionaire, billionaire. See you when I get there. For now, let's grind in the ghetto state of mind. Put the pedal to the floor, I got a steep hill to climb. That money on my mind. Gamble everything of mine. Rather be broke than to live with a yoke. Nowadays, people slave for a little bit of hope. Guess I better ball hard, spit a bar, sell dope. Excuse me, Mr. Officer. What it take for my hands to drop? Why to stop? What we here for? You know the answer. Cause I'm black with a hat and a nice car. Excuse me, Mr. Officer. What it take for my hands to drop? Why to stop? What we here for? You know the answer. Whoa, wait, you're making a mistake. Another day, another dollar in this motherfucker. Make you scream, wanna holler in this motherfucker. What it take for a real nigga get a break? Made a contribution, fuck retribution. Laid a foundation, still motherfucker hate. Rather see a nigga broken, see him elevate. Know if you made it through, now contemplate what I'm here for. Appearance of the Jim Crow, probably just mockery, jokes and hypocrisy. Take a stand and the folks on top of me. Call a guard, come fast with security. They pounce hard and wanna press charge. Made a little progress and I'm still under stress, saw a little bit of change. But the attitude the same, like I'm back in the hood with a Glock and I'm good. Sabotage myself, I don't need no help. Excuse me, Mr. Officer. What it take for my hands to drop? Why to stop? What we here for? You know the answer. Cause I'm black with a hat and a nice car. Excuse me, Mr. Officer. What it take for my hands to drop? Why to stop? What we here for? You know the answer. Whoa, wait, you're making a mistake. Another day, another dollar in this motherfucker. Make you scream, wanna holler in this motherfucker. Give me that ride on the backside, in the limelight. This my time, right? Should I see through it? Put heat to it. Let the time pass, never speak to it. Who would I be? To stay silent is calamity. So I came to speak. Got a million man strong with a right to bear arms. All it take is a song. Play the shit in a song. Super grip on my phone. Got the video and drone. Catch a glimpse of the ruckus is the movement and push. Nigga tired of being pushed. Now police in the streets with the riot getting heat. Rubber bullets in the shield. just to make us know the feel. One shot, one kill, nigga dead in the street, cause the bullet was for real. Excuse me, Mr. Officer, what it take for my hands to drop? Why to stop? What we here for? You know the answer, cause I'm black with a hat and a nice car. Excuse me, Mr. Officer, what it take for my hands to drop? Why to stop? What we here for? You know the answer. Whoa, wait, you're making a mistake.
You ever had somebody you really like? I mean like really, really like, but you're not sure if they feeling you? This is one of these scenarios. You know, like boy meets girl, this whole coming of age thing. This is my story, and I just want to share it with you. I woke up in the morning feeling better than I did last night. Now I got a text from this girl I've been feeling right for a couple months. Hit me, are you up? Text back, girl, what's up? She said, let's link up. One time, probably two. Bring your friends too, cause my girls are sliding through. You can meet us at the park, so get ready. I wanna see you, and don't be late. It's a lovely day, and I wanna conversate. So I'm getting ready. I'm looking sharp. Got a text from my crush, meet us at the park. So I call up my homies, what's up, dog? And we bout to make our way to chill at the park. And we go, and we go, and we go, and we go to the park. And we go, and we go, and we go to see my crush. And we go, and we go, and we go with the homies. And we go, hey. So we get there, I see her from a glare. People playing ball, she waving at me, dog. I pulled up a seat while the homies greet. She hugged me, saying things like she missed me. Sparked the conversation, cracked a couple jokes, thinking how far can this go? She feeling me, but I gotta know for sure. While we talking, this dude sat beside her, dog. And then he said, babe, we heading to the mall. I was looking like straight full. Had all the homies laughing at me, bro. The girls was laughing at me. I'm like, dang. But it's all cool, though. I messed with a cousin like a week after. Yeah. But, yo, I'm glad you're here to listen, man. I'm gonna tell my story. Appreciate that, though. Peace. Hey, had to get it now, yeah, that's the game plan. Yeah. We did it on our own, didn't need no helping hand. Hey. Touchdown on the foe, so I won the game, man. Yeah. King Tito, baby, and I'm from the A, man. Hey. Had to get it now, yeah, that's the game plan. Yeah. We did it on our own, didn't need no helping hand. Touchdown on them folks, so I won the game, man. Yeah. King Tito, baby, and I'm from the A, man. Hey. Switch it up, Atlanta where I'm heating up. Yeah, I gotta get it, it's a must. At your function, post it up with my partners. Current classic is the brand. Say it louder when I shout it. Girl, you got it. Bring your friends too. We can get lit too. Show you what I can do, but I can't dance. Just playing. I'm about to have Atlanta streets blazing when I come through. Man, this for bank too. Hey, I crank like cod colors from the most side. Decap the bank kid, man, they go wild. Remember thinking to myself like this go time. Can't I see what I'm rocking? Yeah, that's all the time. Yeah, I've been in my groove. Tito is the truth. If you ain't down there, I don't know you. Sticking to the script, it is what it is. Heating up this year, get ready for the kid. Had to get it now, yeah, that's the game plan. We did it on our own, didn't need no help and touchdown on the floor, so I won the game, man. King Tito, baby, and I'm from the A, man. Had to get it now, yeah, that's the game plan. We did it on our own, didn't need no help and hand. Touchdown on them folks, so I won the game, man. King Tito, baby, and I'm from the A, man.
Young Tito. These young guys out here killing. Rapping hard. They remind me of me as a young pup. Shout out to them. Sunday, what is going on? I don't like to scream like that and wake everybody up, but hey, it's time. The amazing show, MoFam is here. Nickmoses05 Gaming Podcast. It's time to go down. We got a lot to talk about. I want to go through the chat. I got Restream up, right? Okay, cool. You guys can see the chat. Nice. We good. I told you. Haven't started drinking. Okay, I'm about to start now. So let's go through. Shane, what is up? Cockburn. Best name in the business. Cockburn. You can't go bad with that, right? Oh, you heard that. Yeah. Shout out my man, G.I. Joe Ferrinelli, a.k.a. hardest working man in show business. Shout out Joe. Joe, I can't work as hard as you. I tried. Believe me, I tried. It's just too hard. All right. Let's go through. I don't want to miss nobody. Okay. Magnus, you see what I'm drinking today? I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing from you today, Magnus. Straight Patron. And in this, I got Malibu coconut rum and apple juice. Okay, that's a little chaser, man. I'm not trying to get wasted. Okay, not trying to get wasted, man. Just trying to get right. Now, let's go down. I see Chris. Oh, man. My manager here, y'all. Watch out. I got to be on my good behavior. Chris, don't shut down the show. Okay, I'm going to get a little wild today. Marcus. Big dog Marcus. Marcus in the house. Big bomb for you, Marcus. Big bomb. Only 2 likes. See, Magnus is right. Go ahead and hit the like. You're in. We're going to get to some smoke. I got some great announcements. Okay, we got the smoke coming. I got a bunch more to talk about. Please hit the like, share out the content. Please do that. Anybody up Chelsea's way? Thank you for that. See that? Go back. Now, you know what? No, I ain't going to do that. Let's get into the show. Because I ain't going to just, I'll be running my damn mouth all day. Now, we're going to get into this. All right, we're going to take away this chat overlay. Pull me up. We're going to get into this. I'm not just going to jump right into it till I take my shot. Cheers. Damn, that was a triple shot. What the hell? Oh my God. Never use the little plastic cups. They don't work. Holy sh. Woo. Okay, let's get the show started. So I got a couple announcements I want to make, and I don't want to be yelling in my ear, so let me turn this down. Couple announcements. First thing, G.I. Joe, hardest working man in show business. I was out there in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. Got a shout out. If you out there in Pennsylvania, you got no excuse. Go to Dante's Italian Bistro and Pastry. Drop a bomb for him. Delicious. Everything cooked to order. Fresh. Italian food. Real Italian. Shout out Joe. Okay, shout him out. He back there chefing it up. My man Aki back there on the dishes. My man Sonny back there. All of y'all. Okay. Couple shots for y'all. I got to say that out. Dante's Italian Bistro and Pastries. If you out there in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, let me get the address. 550 Kimberton Road. I don't want to hear you don't know the address. 550 Kimberton Road, Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. Okay. Next, I want to go ahead. I got a lot of announcements. Like I told you, I'm full of announcements today. I was speaking to, don't kill me for this, Lestat. Is it Lestat Mods? Can I get that? Lestat Mods? I was hollering at my dude, man. I need some mods for my Switch. My Switch looking dry, y'all. I can't have my Switch looking like everybody else. Look at this. I can't have this. Oh, well, I got the green screen and stuff. But it's plain. It's nothing. So I hollered at Lestat. I'm going to have to go grab some of that. But Lestat Mods, if you guys don't know, I'm going to go ahead and pull it up on screen for you just so you can see, because a lot of you don't know. Lestat got tons of stuff, y'all. Okay? See that? To hold your controllers, special custom cases for your dock. Also, oh my goodness, look, running late. Hell yeah, I'm running late. Okay, y'all can see that. It don't matter. I ain't hiding shit. So he's got so much, man. I was like, oh my God. Beautiful. So Lestat, I'm grabbing something. I'm letting you know. I'm grabbing something. I don't know what I'm gonna get yet. It's a lot of stuff to choose from, man. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. Let's pull me back up, okay? Because I ain't want to do all that. But Lestat got great stuff. So Lestat, I'm getting something for my Nintendo Switch Lite. I need something. Okay, Lestat, I'm going to holler at you. Everybody else, go to Lestat. He got some nice custom mods if you're looking for that. Isaiah, I see you. Oh, Isaiah, I ain't mean that. Isaiah. My fault. I'm drinking already. Too much double shot. Excuse me. Okay, but I appreciate you tuning in. Isaiah, I got you. I got some real good smoke. Just a little bit. Just wait with me. Okay. Oh, I'm letting you know when I want to make my order, man. I'm letting you know. I'm going to get a couple things, but I got to, I can't be like everybody else, right? So I got some more announcements. Also, Makoko X. What the hell is that? I know I'll be saying the same thing every time I say it. Makoko X being released April 7th. A lot of people don't know. I work with a lot of game developers, indie game developers mostly. But this title is coming out, Nintendo Switch and Steam, April 7th. I'm already playing it. Love the game. I'm going to be playing it live April 7th, trying to support the dev and do what I can on that nature, So shout out Makoko X. And check it out, Nintendo Switch and Steam, April 7th. I can't release anything, folks. I have an embargo date of April 7th as well, so I can't release nothing. I can't show you nothing of the game, but I was just playing it on this same Switch. Beautiful game, beautiful game. So shout out Makoko X, coming out April 7th, guys, all right? That ain't the only thing. I told you, I had announcements all day, and then this is the last one. We're going to move on. But the merch shop. If you get anything from the merch shop, I should have put it right there, but nickmoses05.myspreadshop.com. If you get anything from the merch shop, I don't care if it's $1.99, $5.99, $29.99, whatever. There is a list of games. Some of the games are even $60, $70 packages filled with DLC. I'm giving them away. So just buy something. I don't care what it is. Just buy something. Send me the order ID. You can email it to me or send it via Facebook. I will make sure whatever title out of that list you can have. It's going to come directly of Steam. Put it in there. You got it. Play it forever. Bam. There we go. Now, that's enough of the announcements. I'm not going to announce you guys to death because we need to get what everybody wants to talk about. Bam. Let's pull it up on screen. Holy Lord. Let's talk about it, y'all. We getting all the sounds, everything. I'm already sweating. Forehead is glistening. But we're going to talk about it, and I pulled it up on screen. So, this apple juice and Malibu coconut rum is great. I wanted to bring this up again because last week, I spoke about some drama going on with Nintendo Switch mod chip installations, mainly happening in Facebook groups, okay? There's a lot of different things I was hearing coming to my mailbox, even my email that I investigated, okay, I looked into. Now, there is an individual that has been talked about. I could say he has been the common denominator in a lot of this. He is actually the reason I brought up the damn subject in the first place. He said it. This gentleman said, I want you to bring this up in my podcast. So I reached out to that gentleman. Just so you guys know, he has messaged me back today, but I ain't feel it. He feeling some type of way. Okay, he feeling some type of way, y'all, about that last podcast. Now, my man never did me wrong, so I got to make sure. I don't want this painted in a terrible light on this man, okay? He's already going through it because there is a post floating around, a meme with his name on it. And no, I will not be showing the meme on stream. I will not show it at all because I feel like if I show that meme, I am only spreading this to more people. Okay? This guy, whether he, business dealings, good, bad, indifferent, does not matter. That is not my line of work. I don't do that. Okay? I do not do that. So I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to go on to some of the things that were sent to me after that live stream. So first, to you, the one who told me to bring this up, okay? I want to let you know, I have no intentions on bringing things up in a destructive manner to make you look bad. That's not the intention. The intention was to bring it to light to see what the root of the problem is. Because I believe if you have the root of the problem, you can figure out what you're doing wrong and you can fix it. That's what all I was trying to do, y'all. That's all I was trying to do. Play, some type of mediator to the damn situation. Didn't work out. So, it seems like, and I got a shout out. I always got a shout out. I see, young Chris. I see you, young Chris. Don't think I don't see you. MoFam representative, young Chris. Young Chris and Eve you know what I'm saying? But this individual has never wronged me in any way. Been a nice guy. When I brought it up, I just really wanted to get to the bottom of the issue. And I actually got way more than I anticipated. You should see the messages flooding everywhere. I did not think me talking about this was going to bring out stories from every corner of the damn world. Literally. I'm getting people I've never spoken with. I'm getting people who have language barriers. I'm getting people who are well in the scene, who's been there the whole time. And all these people are sharing stories. Now, some of the stories have been bad about the individual. Some of the stories have been actually coming to the positive side, saying that, hey, he might not be doing anything hardware-wise wrong. Maybe it's just certain procedures that need to be changed. So, now I said my piece to him, okay? I want him to know, dude, and just so you guys know, I actually messaged him earlier. I asked him to come on, call in, and I wanted him to speak first because I think it's only right when we're speaking about someone, they got the right to defend themselves, say whatever they got to say. So I offered him that first before I even started to think about talking about this. And he told me himself he wants to stay away from the drama. He's tired of the drama. So I respect that. So I don't want to get, in the middle of that. Now, gentlemen, hold on. I got to put the link there because I do want people to join. I was supposed to join. I know there's some people who have some things to say. If you want to talk, go ahead. There we go. Link's there. You can join at any point. Okay. So that was the only reason I'm bringing it up now. I'm not really going to go too deep, but if anyone calls in and wants to explain or talk more on it, I can't stop you. I cannot hold you back. All I can just try to help out where I can for my dog. And even though I say my dog, everybody just roll with me here. You all have a friend that may not relate to others the best, but they're still your boy. I'm one of those. I'm loyal. I can't help it. Maybe it's, Aries in me. Okay. Maybe that's what it is. I'm just loyal. You ain't do me wrong. I got you. I don't care if the world is against you. I got you. But these stories that were coming into me were wow. I'm getting them from all over. I got multiple stories about the same individual. And it's crazy. I don't know what to think of it. So I'm just want to make sure that I'm going to go ahead and pull one up. Not going to read specifically from it. I don't want to throw anyone under the bus. I don't want to even throw more dirt on them, but I'm going to just give you guys an insight of the type of messages I've been getting. The messages, some of them have been going along the lines of, hey, I watched your podcast and I know exactly who you are talking about. And I am experiencing the exact problems you spoke about. And some of the same things that you mentioned are even happening now. That was one. I got another here that says, I don't think he's at fault. I think it either may be the chips or the process for the OLED models. Okay? So just so you know, these messages are wide over, but everybody has shared the information with me. Now, I have someone on, I don't know, Joe. I think that's Joe right there. I'm going to see if I can pull Joe in real quick. So let's pull in Joe. Joe.
Yo, what's going on, Nick? Can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Nice. I can hear you good. Sounds perfect, Joe. First of all, man, I see you clean cut. What's going on, Joe?
Got the fresh cut going. I had a hard time getting an appointment. Nobody wants to work anymore, dude. Oh, very important before we get started. Eric Lehman's going to try to jump in when he's able to. So make sure you have that link posted up in the comments.
I'll put the link in there again. I did speak with Eric earlier, trying to let Eric know, hey, more than welcome, man. Come on in. So, Joe, I just want to ask you, have you heard anything from last podcast to now? Has this gotten worse? Has the situation gotten better? This individual, is he doing better? What do you know of the situation?
The bullying is getting a lot worse, and I'm not going to say his name. I'm friends with him. I'm also friends with the other installer, too. I'm not going to mention his name either. So I'm kind of in the middle of it, and I enjoy talking to both of them. They have no beef with me. I have no beef with them. You know, it's a common denominator. Sometimes the chips are bad. Sometimes they're good. It depends on the quality of the chips you get, you know. I remember back in the day, even with the legit SXOS chips, he got a bad shipment in. You know, all 10 chips were burned out. You know, I can't, you know, prove it or whatever, but I'm not an installer. I had people PM me and say, hey, I need a trinket installed. I'm like, dude, you're hitting up the wrong person. I don't know how to install stuff and solder stuff. Like, oh, you can do it. I'm like, I can't do it. If it was that easy, I would do it, but I can't because I just don't have the time to learn, you know?
No, I'm right with you there. And this individual, same thing with you, Joe. He's been very good to me. Has never done anything to me. Has never come wrong in any sort of fashion. So I felt as though that person felt that we were kind of piling up. And I just didn't want it to come off like that. So that's why I first wanted to say my piece. But let me ask this, Joe. Is there any validity? Is there some mistakes here, confusion? Where does the problem come in? Because it seems like, hey, okay, his issue is issue, but a lot of other people have become involved. How do you think these other people become involved, and how does that go?
They're just jumping on the hate wagon. That's what it comes down to, you know? It's craziness. They're jumping on the hate wagon. The memes are ridiculous to do. When I saw that, I got very upset about it because it's like, it's totally fucked up, you know? You can't be doing that.
And that meme, okay, which was sent to me by at least 5 different people. Okay, I know 5 different people sent me that meme. I've seen it in other groups. Like I told you, I'm not showing it. Okay, I refuse to show it because if that was me, I would not be showing it. So why would I show it?
Yeah, no, it's totally ridiculous what happened with the memes and stuff. And it's just getting worse. I'm seeing it in the chat rooms. I'm seeing it in other Facebook groups that I might even belong to. Like the hacking forums, it's got like maybe like 600 followers. And they're even posting the memes in there too. They're all over the place.
Now, Joe, are some people right for jumping on it? Because from what I heard, there are some people complaining, not necessarily about the work. I've heard some things about the work, but a lot of messages I've been getting have been about turnaround time. You know, from when you receive the switch to when you send it back. So I don't want to, target that person away. So let me flip it in a different way. Joe, if you were to send your Nintendo Switch off, how long would you say you would wait for your Switch to come back if the person already has it?
I would say however long it takes is however long it takes because it's a big job to do. Take it apart, you got to wire in the chips and everything. It's a very big job. I've seen comments where some of them were defective. This individual was willing to work with them, and they just totally refused to work with them. You can't be like that. They have to realize that sometimes chips come in bad. And that's what it is. They have to realize that. And they're coming all the way from China and Hong Kong.
I like that. Now, someone in the chat says, ask Isaiah Game about his story because I've heard a lot of different stories as well. And this individual I know, does have some personal issues going on. And me, myself, you know, we all been there. We've all had some sort of issue. Me, myself, I've been through depression. You know, there's other people who've had other types of mental issues, or whether it's just death in the family, some other things that can cause. Do you think that this person should just bow out and leave based on all the heat that's coming?
No, they need to realize that people, you know, go through a lot of things. Everybody goes through it. Just can't be picking on people because of it, you know? I've seen it happen in other groups and in other services, you know? It's, you got to treat others the way you want to be treated, you know? And it's a long process doing it, especially the OLED switch. A lot more work goes into that than the other switches do, you know? I haven't installed the chips, but I heard they're much easier to do than the OLEDs. OLEDs are very time-consuming, and it's like defusing a time bomb.
No, you are spot on with the OLED. Because I actually have not heard problems mainly besides OLED. It's mainly just been these OLEDs, and I know the OLEDs, different ribbons. In some cases, some people are using, you know, hey, I just got a light here, of course. Can I use this? Can I use that? So there is confusion. I agree. I think it could just be something in the procedure of the OLED models. Now, Joe, what if someone comes to you and they have been soldering OLED models for a long time, and they come to you and say, let's say you're soldering as well, and they come to you and say, hey, Joe, you're doing this wrong. You need to do it like this. And you go, hey, well, what I'm doing is working. It works for me. Okay. Next thing you know, you see a lot of backlash start coming in. You're seeing all these different things. People talking about your procedure versus someone else. Do you think that's fair? Do you think it matters the procedure? In some cases, is it more important to follow the procedure, or as long as it's working, it's working?
If it's working, it's working. You know, there's different ways of doing different hacks and different mods and everything. You got to find your rhythm and your unique flavor of doing it, you know? If I get stuck with something or whatever, you know, I kind of just follow it to the T, and if I'm very comfortable with doing it, like, for instance, with the repacks, I'll really customize the shit out of it. One time, Atmosphere completely broke with the update and everything. Me and 2 or 3 other people worked on it. It took us 3 weeks to fix the problem, you know, and it's like you sometimes got to put your heads together and, you know, come together, you know, and say, you know, more brains are better than just one person, you know. You got to be a team. That's why a team executor, you know, you got to be a team. You got to get that shit done. Get stuck.
Right. And Joe, you are stuck in the middle. You said it. You kind of been in the middle where, hey, I'm cool with this guy, I'm cool with that guy. How does it feel being stuck in the middle? Can you feel like, hey, I can't talk to this one thing because of this group? Or what situations or struggles are there for you in this situation?
It's very uncomfortable because, you know, I'm friends with a lot of the people on there. The person that we're talking about, I'm friends with him, and the other person that we're not talking about, I'm friends with them. And it's just kind of like, well, you know, hey, I'm just working on the repacks and, you know, offer help to whoever needs it or whatever. You know, I'm not getting my hands on the chips and the soldering. You know, even if I was, that's kind of uncomfortable because it's like, hey, you know, I talk to everybody in the private chat rooms and stuff like that, you know? And it's very weird.
Yeah, and you know what I find weird is this guy's been around for a while. Why is this all of a sudden?
It just seems like there's too many complaints and people are jumping on the hate wagon. That's what it seems like. Here's the deal: the people are very impatient. If something goes wrong, they're not working with the mod chip installer. They're saying, hey, let's say the chip's bad. You need to give me another month. I need to get another one from China. It's not like they're selling them in the United States. Some people have a couple of them laying around, talk to other installers, hey, the chip's dead or the ribbon's bad. Can I borrow one or whatever? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. If you're sending your switch to be hacked by anyone for a physical installation, give them time, let them do what they need to do. Don't rush them. Hey, I just saw you got my package. Oh, when are you installing the chip? When are you installing the chip? There's other people besides you that send these chips out. That send these switches out to get chipped. My one friend is another installer. I'm not going to mention his name. He just got done with 10 of them. He sends me pictures of the packages and stuff. I'm like, you know, and he's doing a lot of stuff. And he's doing the OLEDs. You know?
Cracking them out. Now, Joe, there have been a couple of people join. I am going to bring some others on. You know, I'm going to bring you back on, my dude. Joe.
Yeah, don't forget Eric's going to try to call in, okay?
I was going to say that. Yeah, make sure to let Eric know. Call in. I got him. And Joe, I got you. I'm going to try to bring you in. Tell Sonny and Aki I said what up.
All right, we'll do it, brother.
All right, man. Later.
Nice seeing you again.
Oh, you know what, man. I'll let you. All right, that's my dog, Joe. Now, hold on. I got a couple others. I see Chris there. I got you. Ignacio, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. How you doing today?
Man, I'm doing good. Did I get it right? Ignacio? Did I get it right?
You can say BB if you want my short name.
Hold up. Did you say baby or BB? Let me make sure.
BB, not baby.
I'm already drinking. Okay, I'm already drinking. BB, what's going on? I got to give you a couple shots, okay, because I appreciate you calling in. And you're calling in right at this moment. We're talking about this. This has been a hot topic. I've been just getting blown up about this drama. So, what information can you tell me about this situation?
Oh, I mean, like I said, like I'm going to say, I was scared to do the OLEDs. You know, then I met this guy, and I don't bite my tongue for nobody, so I am going to say names if that's not a problem. His name was JJ.
Do your thug dizzle. Do it. Let's go.
You know, I met this guy, JJ, from North Carolina.
There you go.
On December, and I was going to see my mother-in-law. So the gentleman tells me, I told him I did the first generation on the lights, but I'm scared to do the OLED because of scratching and then pulling out the LCD. You know, that's what pushed me back. So the man tells me, oh, I can do it for you. And I asked him, okay, how will we meet up? Because you say it's 2 hours from where I am to you. He told me, I can meet you halfway. Okay. But if I'm meeting you halfway, how would I know where my switch is? You know what I mean? So I let him continue talking, so just to hear what he says. And I asked him, okay, how long will it take you to install this? 48 hours. And then my head went, 48 hours? What the hell are you building? A rocket in that shit? 48 hours?
He said 48-hour turnaround. Now, Anicia, I want you to continue the story, but let me ask, 48-hour turnaround time for you, is that considered an estimate a long time, or would that be considered an average wait time for you?
Nah, it should take 3 hours to do if you're talking about, if he's saying he's professional, you know, he said he knows what he's doing. So my wife told me, don't do it. Just take a chance. And I did it myself. I got scared. I did it. I told them, no, I'll hold back because, you know, it's December. Just, you know, the chips came out. I'll wait until they come out with a different one. You know, no rush. I'll wait. And then every day he was texting me. Do you still want me to do it? And I told you I was going to do it myself. Why are you continue being really pushing for me to give you my switch? You know? And then he continues. And I ordered my chip. And then a week again, he keeps on calling me. Hey, dude, you did it already? I told you, how could I do it if I just ordered the chip? I can't give you an answer. So, but I heard the gentleman broke 5 of his own. So if I give him my switch the first time I met him, because I met him in December, that means that my switch would have been the first one broken. And the funny part is, I don't know if you spoke to this gentleman, but this Friday, I got a gentleman from New York, and he's close by me, that he wanted to tell me about he serviced his switch with him, JJ. And I said, is it the guy from North Carolina? He goes, yeah. And then he tells me that, and beside the point, I did call another installer, and I did a three-way with him. So you guys don't think I'm making up stories and all that. He can vouch for me if he wants to. I like it. But he said that JJ, he made him a deposit of $50. And I'm like, a deposit of $50 for what? For he knows I want to do it. Okay. And then he said he sent him the system on mid-January. So in the middle of January, he sent him the system.
Middle of January.
And then he said he didn't get it back until February on the middle, a month. And then he said that he ordered himself, the customer himself said he ordered a chip, but it was stuck in transit. So he bought one from JJ for $170. Then he charged him $140 for the installation. But then he said in the middle, between January towards the end, he told him that chip was broken, the one that he installed. That's what JJ told the customer. Okay. So, and then JJ told the customer, do you got that chip already that you were waiting for? And he said, yeah. He sends him his own chip to the customer. I mean, the customer sends it to JJ, the chip, right? So when I told the customer, okay, you bought another chip, you give him your chip. But let me ask you a question. When you got your system back, did he give you back that chip that you paid for? He goes, no, because he told me, why do I need a broken chip? I go, as being an installer, there should be a proof. Okay, give me my broken chip. I paid for it. I don't care if it's broken. It's mine. I paid for it. But I told them, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. If you put 2 to 2 together, this is what happened. You send your switch to him, and he doesn't know nothing about doing this because this is the beginning when all the chips came out on January, when all this hype up was going on. What happened is he broke your system. He found someone to fix your system. So think about it. He's losing money. So he has to pay the other person to fix his fuck up. Sorry, my language.
No, you good. I'll rather show up. Let's go.
You know what I mean? Fix his mistakes. And then he gives you back your system without the chip because the chip that you give him, he's using it to another system so he can make that money he lost. Because listen, if I'm not professional, I'm not putting guys out there that I solder myself. I learned I'm good with hands, and now I know how to solder. And I've done 15 OLEDs. And even on Facebook group, people talk shit about each other. I thought if you guys say that it's a community and help each other, I don't see that because when I post things and I say I did it, I'm not asking for customers for me. Because I don't do this for a living. I just do it because I like it. It's a challenge. That's what gets me hyped up. But if you post things on Facebook and I just put a switch and said I did one, and other people are like, oh, what kind of shitty work is that? You don't use Max, whatever you guys call it. So I don't want to use that. I mean, it's how you want to do your work. But then to put you down, and then when they upload their pictures, they're 10 times worse than your job. So how could you be talking shit about other people's work if yours is worse? And then it's about everybody talk about it's crazy how everybody fights each other over bullshit. Towards the end of the day, we're doing illegal shit. I don't care what anybody says. Okay, Great. Because 99.9% all these customers that are doing the switch mod, it's not because they want to do old school or retro art or back up their games. No, they want the free games. Yep. So think about it. If the chip costs you $130 in China, whatever, how your labor is going to be so cheap than the chip? I thought labor is more expensive than the product. It's like almost buying a car, right? When you buy a car breaks down, the parts are cheap, right? And the labor is an arm and a leg. Right. So I don't understand, and I don't understand. And people complain about, this guy does it for $50, or you have people say, oh, it's easy to do. Then why are you bothering us then? If you guys saying it's easy, do it yourself.
You talking to me.
I'm a customer. Go ahead.
You killing it right now. Now I'm going to ask this because you're right on point with everything. And those groups can be sometimes toxic. You're right. You post a picture and they go, oh, your work is terrible. And then they're talking about prices. This person charges this. At any point, do you think it could be, and I'm just going to throw this out there. You could let me know. You know better than I will. Is it customers bringing installers against each other? Or is this installers literally receiving someone's terrible work and calling it out?
No, I think they just do that just to see if they begin. But I'm telling you, it goes both ways, as an installer and as a customer. I'm old school. I don't do texting. I don't do prices over texting. I don't do texting this, that. You want to find out, call me. We can talk, and we take it from there. But I'm not here to post what. If I post a price, then you're going to put it on Facebook, tell another installer, look how much he's charging. and you charge $80 and he charges $200. Listen, you can charge whatever you want with your chips, your installation. It's your time, you're consuming, and simple as that. You don't like it? It's like when you go to the store, you see Best Buy with a big brand new television for $10,000, and you go to Walmart and you find it for $1,000. Okay, go where makes you feel comfortable, but don't start drama over, oh, this guy charges overboard and this one doesn't charge that much. Listen, towards the end of the day, you know who's happy? The Chinese people when we buying those chips, because they don't have to worry about nothing because we buying the products. It's the installers that are dealing with the headaches. If they don't work, if they don't do this, or if they don't do that, it's the installer, and then we do it for cheap price just to make them happy. So it's not like that. I mean, I don't understand because most of the other customers, yeah.
But JJ specifically, okay, since we said the name, okay, I ain't say it. For JJ, one of the things you said in that debacle was that, you know, the chip broke and it didn't send the chip, and, you know, and I'm with you. I'm not going to lie, me and you both know. If you're right, if I pay for something, you don't send me the broken one, I'm going to assume the worst. I'm going to assume maybe that chip was not broken. Maybe you're bamboozling me out of 2 chips. Maybe, you know, this and that. If you had any advice for him at that point, when, let's say, a mistake happened, you know, accidentally broke something, what do you think as an installer should be done at that moment when you break something?
He should be responsible of the product. That's his. He's the one who ordered it. The customer shouldn't go through all the headache. Now, if the customer ordered the chip, then he's responsible for that broken chip and talk to the company. But if I bought it from you, you're the one who bought it from the person, whoever you bought it from. You should have took care of the situation, not make it worse and then charge him another chip or give him to give you his chip, and then you don't even give it back the broken one. You know, let's make it this easy. You know what it is towards the end of the day is, if we stop fixing his fuck-ups, he will stop. He will stop doing OLEDs. The problem is he has fallen angels out there that can do his fuck-ups. So he's going to continue doing what he's doing because there's people out there who's going to fix his mistake. And he's not going to learn from his lesson. Now, if we all installers, I'm not going to call myself like an installer, but I don't do this every day. I only done 15. But the main ones, if they stop doing and helping him out from that OLED, I bet you he will stop doing them. He might do the first generation of the light, but he will stop. But if people still doing him the favor and fixing his fuck up and complain about it when you fix up his fuck up, then what's the hope? You're not going nowhere. And I'm just speaking the truth. I'm just seeing how I see it. But I bet you if every installer stop helping him messing up those OLED himself, he will stop doing it because it's going to be like, damn, I have so many broken and nobody wants to help me fix them. That's the only way. You got to put your foot down. You got to put your foot down.
You got to put your foot down. And me, myself, Nintendo Switch, I was part of the beta group with the testing of the cords and the lights. But after I did that, I said, I don't want parts of that because, you know, it involved micro soldering, okay? I was used to doing Xbox 360s, Xboxes, PlayStation 2s, you know, big wires, okay? I'm not worried about these little small wires, so it was very easy. Then the Switch came along, and I did that, and I said, nah, no bueno for me. But someone like JJ, let me say, I've seen some pictures. Some of his work looks great. So clean. I wonder, what is it? So, do you think it's just like you mentioned, the OLED models coming along and JJ, you know, just taking on more than he can chew? Or do you think JJ's just is tearing up? He's just messing up all over the board. It's not just OLEDs. Because it seems to me just to be OLEDs.
Yeah, it's the OLEDs. And all the pictures that he sends you or whatever he shows you, because he does it to me, he sends me a whole bunch of pictures. But it's so incredible. Every picture that you send me from the switches that you do, they all have different coloring wires. They're never the same color. So why are you using, and then they're perfect, and you broke 5 already on your own, and then you broke multiple ones in the whole wide world now, because I'm, you know, from all over the place. And they're all different color wiring. That makes no sense, because when I do mine, mine's are white. See, this is the problem we have. People don't know this, and I bet you a lot of installers don't do this. When I do my switches, I write the customer's name, I write the serial numbers, I put my initials somewhere. So when customers say, "Oh, that's my job," then you know what? Lift up that chip and show me what's under that chip. And then I use those little,
you're too advanced for them. They ain't ready for that. But you're right.
You gotta back up your job. So when people talk garbage about you, then you can prove yourself. Okay, look, this is my switches that have my initials on them. That one doesn't have my initials on them, or have that sticker that I put, that void sticker that I put on them. When you open them, you void them. Those are not mine. So that's not my job. You gotta prove yourself. That's how I do it. So I don't have problems. I have done 15, never had one problem. I never used that mask, whatever. I'm never gonna use it. If someone wants to come all over the goddamn system, that's up to you. As long as you make the customer happy and it has a working system, I don't care how you do it.
Yo,
because I'm not.
That is genius. No, you're right, because, and I don't know if, other professions, mechanics or other people do the same thing, but you are absolutely right. You want to make sure that some way, because, you never know. Now, let me ask you this, and I'm going to go ahead, BB, but let me ask you this. If a customer, let's say you finish the system, it's working great, you send it off to the customer uses it for about 4 to 5 days. And let's say on the 5th day, they call you and say, it's no longer working. For you, what type of measures do you use to prove whether it's your work or the customer's own undoing?
Okay, I'm going to say Magnus is a guy I talk to mostly all the time. Great guy, easygoing. And every time there's a problem, I have my own switch OLED. I do a lot of stupid stuff to make this chip act stupid. And he knows I flashed my chip maybe 3 or 4 times already for me doing stupid stuff on the chip, because the chip has bugs. And we learn something new every day. So I tell them, when I power on my system, my chips, when I tell the customers, do you know how to open the system? If they say then I make sure that bridge to defect the settings on the chip, because that happens sometimes booting on original firmware with power on, with holding the 2 button. If you do it the wrong way, the chip won't work. They start ghost training. Some of them, when you do regular reboot by itself, like restart by itself, sometimes the chip's firmware gets corrupted. It happened to me. And I needed to flash, and I have to flash the chip again, put back the firmware again, and then back to normal. It's not the soldering work, but there's troubleshooting that you can do to help the customer. Now, if those steps, opening and make the chip turn blue to a defect, and if it still doesn't work, then you don't know nothing about the computer to plug it in to do the bootloader again and the firmware, then send it to me and I do that. Because I'm 110% sure that when I do my job, and I'm not trying to be conceited, I check my stuff and they're good. And there's always something wrong with the chip, acting funny, doing those little extra things, powering it off a different way, rebooting it in a different way. It happened, because it happened to me. And I call Magnus and I tell him, dude, this happened when I did this. Same thing, it happened to him, to one of his customers, and he called me, did it happen to you? Remember when it happened to you, it turned red, whatever the chip? I go, yeah. So he told his customer, you know what I mean? It just, shit happens. But help your customer. Don't shut your customer down and leave them in the air like that. I give people 30 days. You know what I mean?
Nice.
And then the problem is with customers, they have to understand, a lot of customers, the people that I do it with, I make sure the customers know what they're getting themselves into and learn about the chip. It's not about, free fucking games. People who tell me that, I don't do it. Because every time you put a free game and you think it doesn't work, you're going to blame the chip that is not playing that game. And it doesn't work like that. That's where we're having the problem. That everybody wants just the mod chip for the wrong reasons. And then when they have the chip, they don't know what to do with it because they never learned about the chip.
You BB, you killing. Now, BB, I got some others who gonna come on. You dropping knowledge. Okay, this is what we needed. I appreciate it. But before I let you go, any last words? Anything you gotta say? Floor is yours.
We all have to get along. That's it. Help each other out. If you guys make it that Facebook group, whatever it is, don't criticize other people's job. Just give them tips and tell them, listen, try this way, make it maybe easier, better. But don't criticize if we're all doing the same community. I mean, why are we all talking shit about each other and then take customers behind our back and texting, I can do it cheaper than he does. I mean, what's the whole point of this then? towards the end of the day, everything what we're doing is illegal because I see people posting, selling systems modded already with games inside. So some others don't. It's just blank. So either way, I just say things how I see it, and I know a lot of people don't know who I am, and that's okay because I know a lot of people be talking shit. What the hell this motherfucker is talking all this shit? We don't know where he came from. You know, I speak my mind out and I say things how I say it. And if you don't like it, keep on moving. Because when I say things on Facebook, I get suspended. I thought you were going to kick me out of the light chat because I just speak the way I speak. And I get suspended from these groups for speaking my mind. There's customers after they don't know nothing. They want everything for free. Oh, I'm telling you, I show retro art. Yes, I take it from other, from PSP readers, whatever, but I built my own games, whatever it is, for the teams. Yeah. I don't mind helping people. And I always tell people, listen, and I always post on those groups, I'm just showing you guys what you can do with your Switch. Please don't ask for no link. Listen, man, the way I find out is the same way. Google's your friend. I'm not your friend. I'm not going to give you piracy. I'm not going to give you piracy in games and all that shit. I don't know if you're a top. I don't know who you are. I'm not going to give you licensed games. I mean, we're already doing the hard work and starting the chip. What else do you guys want from us as a customers? Customers want to rip off. You give them a hand, a finger, they want to rip off your arm. Like they want everything for free. It doesn't work like that. It really doesn't work like that. You want to go online, buy another system and use that online.
Yo, you preach.
It is. And people get mad when I speak like this, and then they kick me out. They suspend me for 3 days. They suspend me for 5 days. I was wondering if you're going to kick me out of the party chat right now because I'm just speaking.
Get him out of here. No. Hey, BB, I love when you keep it real, man. Here, you can always keep it real. Just say what you got to say. I don't give a damn. Hell, we just say it out. But you're right. We do need to stick together. Everybody needs to more help each other out. Not sure about this gentleman, but I got some others we're going to bring on and we can talk. BB, I want to tell you, I appreciate it. I'm going to be reaching out to you, okay? On YouTube, we got to talk. We got to get you on here a little more, all right? But BB, I appreciate it, man. I'm going to holler at you later.
Anytime, later.
Later, my dude. Now, I got a couple others. Isaiah, can you hear me okay?
Yeah,
Isaiah,
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, nice. I can hear you clear. Isaiah, how you doing today?
I'm good, man. Alive and breathing. Everything else, take it a day at a time.
Man, that's what I like. So, Isaiah, I hear that you have a story, an actual experience that happened to you that seems similar to stories that other people have been saying. So, Isaiah, you got the floor. Just go ahead and take the floor. Let us know what you've experienced in this whole debacle.
All right. So, to keep the names out of there, because I'm not one for, throwing names out to the public or anything like that. I will say that the person that BB is talking about in terms of the customer, I'm the customer, so I can speak more in depth about my experience, and my experience is unique. I can't say what happened to other people. I can only speak to myself. With that being said, I had conversations with this installer, sometime early December, when the first OLED chip started coming out, and I was inquiring in regards of, if he had the experience to go ahead and mod an OLED, because I wanted to go ahead and ship an OLED to him. We had a couple of conversations where I asked him to go ahead and to send me some references. He wound up sending me 5 to 6 references of actual people that he done work for in OLEDs that he actually worked on. And I reached out to all of them.
And I hate to stop.
I got the same
but feedback. I want to stop you because I want to ask. 5 to 6 for you. To me, that seems like more than enough. Was that more than enough references for you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, shit, 1 or 2 was good enough. But, for him to send more than that, it kind of equaled the playing field from a trust factor. Like, okay, I can go ahead and trust him if he was willing to go ahead and to send that many references up front to verify their experiences. You follow?
Yep.
So, after that, we wound up having some more conversations and so forth about the time frame. he informed me that I needed to go ahead and procure a chip on my own, which is like, yo, no problem. I can go ahead and do that. And once it's in my possession, I can send you everything up front.
Nice.
So I wound up, he wanted to know whether or not I was serious or not in terms of whether or not I was going to go ahead and utilize the service through him. You know, this is after we talked about pricing separately, the time frame and everything like that. He was very upfront with me and let me know, like, yo, listen, I have 20 to 25 devices ahead of you. So I can't give you a guaranteed time frame on when I'm going to have this turned around. And then it also depends on when your actual system and the chip gets to me, because I'm still receiving other orders. And I was cool with that. Like, at the end of the day, you running a business and it's first come, first serve.
Makes sense.
So this is around mid to late December. I say like the 27th to 28th. I wound up placing my order in for one of the chips on a site that it be unnamed, because, you know, we want to protect the innocent.
Nice.
Where we all go to get our chips though from. And it told me that I had a time frame of around maybe a week or two, and I was cool with that. I let him know, and I was like, you know, he was going back and forth with me, letting me know, you know, am I serious or not, X, Y, and Z. I'm like, yo, listen, I can place down a deposit if you think, you know what I'm saying, this is somebody's running a game on you, because time is money.
So
at the end of the day, I don't want to waste anybody's time conversating with me when that same time that you're utilizing, you can be actually working on somebody's devices. So I wound up sending him a deposit. I don't got to get into the specifics. Me and him know that. So around beginning of January, I get a notice from USPS talking about that. Oh, my package from Parts Unknown was caught inside of customs. They wanted me to go down and sign for it. And I'm like, nah, screw that. Y'all not getting me. Because I already know what, you know, the lane that we're in. So I was going to leave it there.
Smart man.
Right. Like, I'm not doing any of that. So we going to leave that there. Around the same time, the installer was like, a new version of the chip came out, which is with the longer ribbon cable. In that he has a good hookup on it on his end. So I'm like, all right, I don't know what this custom situation is looking like, and I already sent you a deposit. How much of a hookup do you got on your end with this new chip? I'll send you the money for it to get me one, and I'll send you my system so we can get everything knocked out on in one piece. We wound up working that out, and I wound up shipping it off. This is like around the 16th of January. No issues. It's been consistent communication with this installer. You know, he had the tracking information. I had it a certified tracking and everything like that, so that we both can see when it was delivered, arrival. And the only conversation I had in between the transit time was just to ensure that he got it, because, you know, North Carolina is, you know, a bunch of porch pirates, and you never know. Facts. Once I confirmed that he had it, do your thing. Do your thing. I ain't pressing. I ain't tripping, because I already know the lane that I'm in. Yep. He wound up letting me know maybe a week or two later, there was some issues with his other situations that he had going on. And that my system was a bit delayed in terms of him working on it. And I'm cool. All right. Yo, give me a time frame when you're going to work on this. He said, yo, I'll have this up for you within the next couple of days. I said, fine. Because he was also waiting on the chip that I ordered from him. I said, no problem. Around this time, let's just say maybe the beginning of February, customs released the chip that I had ordered, and they sent it to my house. So I'm like, oh, snap, I got 2 chips. What the hell am I going to do with 2 chips? So I just let this one sit on the side.
Got it.
Right? Nice. Maybe like around I would say the 5th or the 6th of February, the installer lets me know, hey, I got the chip. I worked on it, but the chip is horrible. The solder points on it is not keeping any solder on it or anything like that. I'm having a real bad time with this installation. But he sent me videos of everything. Now, just to give context, when I shipped my system to him, I wrote my own serial number and stuff, taped it to my switch, my OLED. So smart. At the end of the day, I already had a picture of it, knowing exactly what I got. So if you showing me a system with my serial on it, and you showing me everything is working and everything like that, all right, cool. But I don't have no way to verify whether or not what he's telling me is, you know, on the up and up, because at the end of the day is with somebody else. So I got to trust you at your word, but you at least reaching out to me keeping me updated on the progress. So I'm not up in arms about nothing.
I'm with you.
He let me know, yo, that the chip wound up, the one that he got for me wound up. Something happened. He not able to solder it. It's all jacked up and ain't working. So I'm like, all right, I got this other chip here. I'm not stressing about it. I'll ship this one to you, just install it. You don't charge me nothing extra for it because the one that you got me, you know what I'm saying, is all jacked up. Now, mind you, I'm not tripping at this point in time. I just want the system done. We keep it pushing because I don't know if the government listening to us. You know what I'm saying? So I wound up shipping him the V3 OLED chip that I had. He wound up installing it. No harm, no foul. He shows me the video of it working and everything like that. And he asked me, and this is about maybe the 12th or the 13th of February. He asked me, what is it that I wanted to do with the chip? The one that he bought for me that's all jacked up. And I'm like, I don't got no need for no broke ass chip. Like, if you could fix it here, it is what it is. I don't really care. I can't sell a burnt out chip. If you telling me that if that's the truth, I can't do nothing for it. It's garbage. So whatever. Right. He winds up shipping me back the system. I go ahead and I confirm everything. You know, we're good. Maybe a day later, after I received the chip, after I received the system chipped up, the OLED, I wound up turning it on, and it's just stuck at a blue light for about 5 minutes, and then it goes to a like triple flashing purple screen, then red. So it's like the blue indicator in the back. So I shot him a video of it. It's like 4 or 5 minutes long, showing him the whole entire process. And I'm like, all right, yo, is it something that I did or anything like that? He was like, no, I needed to update the NX firmware on it to retrain it because obviously the system wound up updating. So I'm like, okay, I wound up going ahead and doing that. It cut on for a little bit and then still having the same issue. So I just put it to the side. Around this time is when the whole stuff on Facebook went down in terms of that post. And so I'm like, oh shit, wait, hold up. So I'm reading everything. I'm not going to say no names or nothing like that. I see what's going on and I reach out to the installer directly. I copied the whole convos that they was having about him straight to them. And I'm like, yo, listen, talk to me, bro, because they saying some stuff about you. I don't know which way. My experience with you is different. I got an issue, but you've been open to resolving the issue with me. So you know what's the deal? Why people shitting on you? You know, he has his explanation behind the scenes, which I'm not gonna disclose because that's between two adults. I'm gonna say it just like that. If he wants to say the conversation, then that's on him. I like but after a certain point in time, seeing that, yo, he got banned from one group, he added me into another one so we could finish our conversation. But then in the next group, the same conversations in terms of the posts are happening and seeing all of these other installers saying the same stuff. I'm like, damn, bro. So I don't even know which way to move. As it stands right now, my Switch is experiencing the same issue from what it is that I was having before. I ain't sent it back in yet because I'm trying to wait to see how the situation is going to pan out. Now, I reached out to BB because BB lived by me. And we had a conversation, you know, of which he disclosed, you know, and I let him know my experience. Like, yo, I don't got anything negative to say. I'm just speaking from my prism. You know what I'm saying? On what could be the problem, X, Y, and Z. And, you know, me and BB had a real in-depth conversation, again, which I'm not going to disclose unless he's comfortable. And, you know, as it stands right now, you know, I'm in the boat of, yo, at the end of the day, I know what I signed up for when I went ahead and it did something that's not necessarily above ground. But at the same token, I could understand all parties in the situation. Like from a customer standpoint, you know, my time frame of, you know, it took a month for the work to be completed and I have my system back in my hands. Most people may feel uncomfortable about having their system with somebody they don't know, you know what I'm saying, to do God knows what, with no guarantees, no warranties that they're going to go ahead and get back, you know what I'm saying, a fully working system. Me personally, I can give 2 donkey dicks and a goat's ass because that same $350 I spent on this Switch, that's how many lunches I done bought out every day at Burger King. You know what I'm saying? How many bottles of wine that I went ahead and drank up. Shout out to you, Nick. So at the end of the day, I'm looking at it like that. Like, yo, I've lost more money than that. So I was willing to gamble on it. And for anything that I could say from a customer side is, yo, it's a gamble. You got to know what you're getting yourself into. You know what I'm saying? At all times. If you're unsure or you can't wait, yo, this not for you. Period. Stay on the sidelines. Don't jump off the porch. If you price shopping and you trying to shop between installers to see whether or not you're going to get the best rate, sometimes the best rate is not indicative of the quality of work. So you got to be mindful of that as well. On the installer side, I agree as well with the way that it was handled, because it messes up everybody's reputation if these issues are going down. Yeah. What I will say about it, though, is that I believe that should have been a behind the scenes conversation between installers only. Like, yo, I'm not going to stop your money, but at the same token, you making it harder for us. And so with that, yo, you making us look in a bad light. Like, yo, you got to keep it pushing. You got to go over here with it. We can't associate with you on that level, because you're going to wind up messing all of our money or whatever we got going on as well. If there's an authenticity issue where you're, and you know what I'm saying, making our brand look a certain way because you're associated with us based off of the quality of work, perceived or otherwise, that, you know, people are complaining about, then maybe this isn't the right setting for you. But I don't necessarily agree with throwing a man's name out there like that, because, you know, I'm from the Bronx. You throw my name out there, we're gonna have problems. You know what I'm saying? And the way that the way this installer is handling it, you know, he's like, yo, listen, I don't want no drama, and I can respect that. At the same token, there is a balance. If you do got a whole bunch of people that's saying that these are their experiences, then I don't know what was said to those other people. All I can say is that he made numerous attempts to make it right with me, and that's all I care about. You trying to make it right, you extending the olive branch, like, yo, things go wrong, I'll check it out, no cost to you, X, Y, and Z, all is fair. You know what I'm saying? But the bashing and everything like that ain't cool. You know, in this day and age of, you know, people having mental health issues and everything like that, you don't know if that can be the trigger for him to be on the nightly news. And then we all feeling a certain way because indirectly or directly, we may have had a hand in him making an unwise decision to, you know, express train his ass up out of here. So that's all I got to say about that.
You are preaching. I'm gonna just dig deep on some of the things you said. That was something I spoke to my wife about. I said, yo, we don't know what the man going through. You know what I mean? We be saying whatever, doing whatever. But what if that's the trigger? What if that's the one where next thing you know, damn, we see something happen. Now we all feeling bad because we trashing the man over some work. So I'm with you on that. Another thing I'm with you on is my business. I usually handle. You're right. I'm comfortable. As long as you're keeping communication with me, I'm cool. I ain't got no problem. I'm not tripping because, to be honest, you could run off with my money. You don't have to talk to me. You could be gone. And that is the risk I take going into it. And I know, hey, if this happens, I'm just going to have to eat this. But with the communication, I'm not going to lie. I feel a lot safer when someone's just communicating with me, just saying, hey, this is what's going on. You had a problem. He addressed the problem. He spoke back with you. So it's not like he dodging you. So I will agree with you on everything with the story. So let me ask this. If there was something during the process that you think could have been handled a little bit better, is there anything you think that could have made your experience in this process better and also maybe not take as long?
I mean, that's so nuanced, Nick, because it's almost, so I don't know his inner business workings in terms of, you know, his process from start to finish, right? So as an end consumer, and I can only speak to that, I think for everybody, you know, first off, via text, letting us know, you know, exactly what you have going on. Like, yo, these are the prices that I'm charging. Yo, you got to go ahead and bring your own chips over. No, I'm not loading it with games for obvious reasons. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you a 30-day warranty, you know, on my work. So like if there's any issue and it comes to be found out that it was a solder issue or installation issue, then yeah, I can go ahead and I can, you know, send it back to me. I'll absorb the shipping costs from you and back to you. I'll fix the issue. No harm, no foul, you know. more, I would say, you know, more behind the service guarantee. Like at the end of the day, you stand behind your work. If anything goes wrong with your work, you stand behind rectifying it with your consumer. You know, I forgot the gentleman that was on the other day from your last stream where he was like, yo, listen, I usually have a backup switch in case I go ahead and do any work. And maybe that was you that said that. So whereas nobody is waiting, nobody is waiting that long.
The same thing. You're right.
Right. But, you know, at the end of the day, if you're getting this volume, at least have one already on deck so that, all right, you're working on one, but you immediately have one to send back out, you know, to a customer and so forth, so that they're not waiting. And that improves the customer service experience. Now, from a hardware issue perspective, like, yo, you jacked up your work. I personally don't care if you sent it to another installer to get it fixed. I don't care if you sent it to Jesus. As long as it comes back to me the way I need it to come back to me, we all good. I don't care if you sent it to Buddha. He prayed over it and was like, it was resurrected from the dead. Cool with me. As long as I can go ahead and do what I need to do with it, all is well. So in that aspect, that's the only reason why I say, yo, that behind the scenes, you know, installer stuff, that should have been behind closed doors. I think the only thing that I would love to give to consumers is, you know, BB said it best, yo, at the end of the day, know what you getting into. At the end of the day, yo, things take time. Like we are relying on these installers' experience from scratch, meaning they're learning this, they're taking the time out to do and develop a skill that I don't currently possess. So there has to be a little bit of grace and patience associated with that. Now, if they let me know up front, like, yo, listen, I got 10 systems and it's going to take me about 2 weeks, then that's my determination on whether or not I want to wait the 2 weeks to send it out, or I'm going to keep searching to see if somebody is closer or somebody that can do it in a faster time period. And then also, yo, at the end of the day, communication is key. Like, yo, if you having an issue, don't immediately put it up there and for the world to see. Give the installers a chance to rectify the issue first. Then if they can't rectify it and they didn't have a resolution that was satisfactory to you, then go ahead and blow it up and make your grievances known and see if there's more people that's having the same experience. But to go ahead and to handle the situation, I think, yo, it could have been handled way differently, man. It's some childish points that was brought up, like, yo, that mean? Yeah, nah, I ain't cool with that. I'd have to fight somebody. But that's just me personally. It's not representative of the community as a whole.
Now, Isaiah, I'm gonna ask you this last thing before I could, I got somebody else. But you mentioned being from the Bronx. Do you think that's maybe the mentality you have because of how you was raised? Because I got the same mentality. Like, yo, if I'm doing anything that pertains to anything illegal, I got to know that I could possibly end up with 0 at the end of this. I know that going into it, but I got certain procedures and things I do to make sure I'm safe. Like you mentioned, writing the serial number down, writing things in the inside of the shell, or doing certain things. So, hey, I know whether or not somebody to switch my system, if they not doing the right work, and different things that you can pinpoint. So you're spot on with everything. But let me ask Isaiah, do you think that is most people? Or is that because where you're raised, you got to look out for those things? You know how people hustle and how people grind. Do you think most people think like you think?
I'm going to say no. And here's why, just to expand on that. And I'm going to keep it short and brief, right? Most people, especially on the internet and all of these forums that we on, have an entitlement principle. Me, now. And not counting the other side of that coin of stuff. If stuff goes left, what happens if things all go wrong? Nobody really counts the cost. So, from where I'm at, first off, I counted the cost simply because it ain't the only system I have modded. Honestly, I got the V1. I got a light that's modded. The OLED was just a flex, if I can be really honest with you. So it's not like I'm losing out on anything. It was, let me keep my kids quiet so that they in the room playing on as many games that they want and play, and I could go ahead and chill with my wife and do grown man things. Okay? With that being said, With that being said, no, it is a mindset. At the end of the day, you got to know the arena that we're dealing with, and the end result if things go wrong. And at the end of the day, most people, they're just looking at the end result of, all right, I get it fixed. This is what I'm able to do. Not if, yo, this stuff get caught in customs, what do I do? If it gets lost in transit, what do I do? If the installer burns through my motherboard, what do I do? If it comes back to me in shipping and he didn't bubble wrap it the right way and it's all jacked up, what do I do? If it gets robbed off of my porch and it shows that it was delivered, what do I do? Nobody is counting that cost. So I would say, yo, know what you're getting into. Because at the end of the day, we all know, and let's be real, this is not legal. So it's a legal gray area. I'll say that.
Yo.
And take that as it be.
Isaiah, you have officially, I think, gave your story and gave everybody an accurate description of how it is when you're getting into this. I don't think nobody can argue anything you said, because I've been there. I've had to send my system out. I had to have my SD card slot repaired. I took it to a dude, and guess what? I took it all the way an hour away. I sat out there for an hour while it was repaired. You know, you do what you got to do because you know you're getting into something that really you're not even supposed to be doing. So, yo, you killed it. Isaiah, my dog. I got to move on, Isaiah. I want to keep you on forever because the Bronx,
yes,
you know,
sir.
I was over there in Pennsylvania. Could have rolled up. I could have hollered at you and Sage. I think y'all both in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? I could have been up there. I've been in Bergen County, Jersey. I was right there by the George Washington Bridge. I lived there for a bunch of years. I'm familiar. Okay, so don't get it twisted. I'll be up there again. And I'll be up there hollering at y'all, man. So please, definitely. Any last words you got to say before y'all?
Listen, only word that I got to say, man, is, yo, be safe out here. Do your due diligence in terms of what you're getting into. Have patience. And if you don't, go back to a 3DS or something where it's simple, but stay out of this field. That's it.
Talk to him. Yo, Isaiah, I appreciate you calling in. We need you on more, man. Don't hesitate. From now on, I want you to jump in.
Yes, sir.
The floor is yours, man. I appreciate it. I'm going to holler at you later, my dude.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you, y'all.
Now, I got a couple others. I got a few others. Okay. I know I got Nathan there. I got Chris there. I got a couple others. So, Nathan, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Man, nice. Nathan,
can you hear me?
Appreciate you having you on the Nickmoses05 Gaming Podcast. Nathan, you chimed in on this subject, and this subject seems to be one that I've had an inbox full of messages from people explaining stories they have for a mod chip installation. So, Nathan, what do you know about all this?
Well, okay, but I'm installing myself. It's out in New York. I cover everything up front. But don't have to send me money and stuff like that because I keep switch tons of them and chips. So all I got to do is, like, somebody hears about me, word of mouth, to tell me what they want. I give them what they want at a decent price. Most of the time is at cost because I do it out of enjoyment. Like, the only way I'm going to charge somebody a little over cost is if I know them. Simple. Like, if I mess up on somebody's stuff, I have another one to back it up. I just can. Simple. Now, JJ seems to have dug himself in a hole. He can get himself out of it, but maybe he just needs to clear the books, take a time for himself, figure out what he got to do, and then get back on it.
So, Nathan, let me ask you, as being an installer, and I've known this person to do installs for a long time. Nothing was said, in my mind. This dude was, he didn't vibe well personality-wise with a lot of people, but I've seen his work, and I go, yo, this dude has a gift, because I've soldered before, and I see those clean solder joints, and he had some pretty clean ones in the images I've seen. So I said, this dude has got a gift. Do you think that maybe being someone who's not a professional solder, am I over exaggerating? Does this dude have a gift, or is the soldering skills the same as anybody?
Well, electrical, so I know how to do all the micro soldering. Okay. Even if he does look like he has good soldering, from what I'm hearing about these stories, he could have got other people to work on the systems that he messed up. So you could be giving praise for other people's work.
You're right. You are absolutely right. We could be giving praise for someone else's work because it was said that he had an issue. He sent it off to someone else to get it fixed. Now, I want to say this because one thing Isaiah mentioned is that being a consumer, my job is to pay and get back a product that's working. As a consumer, let me ask you, because you've been on the other side, you've probably been on both sides. Should I care whether someone sends it off to someone else? Or, hey, welcome to America, capitalism, baby. Is that how it goes?
Oh, you gotta be forthcoming customers. Like, hey, if you're doing something for them, you tell them they're gonna get a turnaround time. Stick to that time. Can't stick to that time. Explain to them in detail provide proof. It's pretty simple. Like, if you know what you're doing, you have the confidence to back it up, and you can go out there and do it. You can do it. Now, for you to go in and have these mistakes happen and then try and cover it up by using other methods that are not so trustworthy, that's on him.
Now, me, myself, I have soldered Xbox 360 Cool Runners. I've soldered so many, I can't even count. And I've dealt with a lot of customers. I've had some customers where I let them know, hey, for some reason, the reset glitch hack is not just insta-boot. Just give me about a day or so. I want to make sure it's insta-boot. But I get customers who say, I don't care if it's insta-boot. Dude, it takes 2 seconds, 5 seconds. Send it to me. And I give it to them. And now, they start one time. It takes 15 seconds. For those type of customers, or let me ask you, what do you put in place for after you do your work? Once you turn it over to the customer, you can then secure yourself. So you don't have to worry about the customer just going in, damaging your work and saying it's you.
Well, I take pictures of everything. Everything is documented. Give them 100% life guarantee on all the products. If anything happens because of my work, they can say it is covered on both ends, and I will get it back to them and work in order. As long as I know that it's something that happened during shipping and not the customer really destroying it for some weird reason.
Damn, that's beautiful. I'm not gonna lie.
People out there,
you provided some legendary
them a perfect product,
customer service right now. So I want to ask you something. The turnaround time. If I am a person who lives in, let's say, Chicago, Illinois, I send my system to, let's say, North Carolina. What would be your estimated time for you that you think is a average turnaround time for that?
Oh, for me, I actually work in the post office. That's my main job. So shipping things out to people happens in a very manner. I got backdoor access. So when I get a product, it roughly takes me about 40 to 45 minutes to get it installed. Then it takes me about an hour to verify that everything is working. And then I get it shipped out that same day. So roughly you're looking at two or 3 days max, depending on the shipping. If they want express shipping, you can get it within the same day or the next day. Like, realistically, nobody's putting up that money to get that same day shipping, or the 2 was usually roughly around 3 days.
So I want to ask you this, because one thing Isaiah talked about was his story. And I love hearing the stories because I've heard a lot of different stories. But one thing Isaiah said was, kind of the whole process of getting the chips to someone. One thing you mentioned is, hey, I got chips. I'm good. I don't have to worry about nothing. Do you think this installer is there a problem with the way they handle chips? Are they fine with taking the system before they get chips? Or what do you think is a proper process for this if you're dealing with OLED?
Advice for any dealing with OLED is do not take anybody's system until you have those. They're getting snagged up in customs. They're getting snagged up at the post office. People are searching these packages for illegal items. So
No, he got a point. Oh, he dropped out. My man dropped out. He was rocking. Yo, Nathan, I'm gonna bring you back on. Don't worry. You was rocking. I'm with you. Yo, Eric, I think Eric there. I got a couple others. Yo, Eric, are you with me? Eric, I know you there. You was probably on the side, doing whatever. Eric, there we go. What's going on, Eric?
What's up, Nick?
Man, nothing much. Glad to speak with you, Eric. First, before you even get into everything, I want to tell you thank you. I've seen the hard work you've been doing on those repacks, helping the Nickmoses05 page with that. So I want to tell you, just personally from me, thank you, Eric. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, not a problem. I enjoy doing it.
Okay, so now, Eric, you have been one that have been around this since the beginning, even kind of seen the whole thing develop and the aftermath. What is your take on all this?
On all what? What are we talking about?
So specifically the installer that's he's going through a lot of problems because he's feeling like everyone's kind of piling on one person. And he feels as though that his work is good work. And maybe everybody's just giving him an unfair shot at things versus, hey, sending it back to me. A lot of people, you do work. You say, if I make a mistake, send it back to me. He's feeling as though people are not sending back the work. They're reaching out to other people, and he's not given a fair shot to right his wrongs. Is this person right that it may be like a bandwagon of everybody trashing him, or are they taking things out of context?
My thoughts, I've dealt with this person personally.
Okay.
I will say I'm not going to bash him as a person. I had a very enjoyable time talking to him as a person. Business-wise, I will not go back and do business with him again.
Okay.
It started out, I obviously know how to do the installs. I was looking for a chip. He said he had one, but he only sells them as installed chips. So I was like, okay, cool. What do you charge? I'll send you my console. Turned into a big nightmare. He didn't even end up having the chip. He had to order it. So then I waited longer for that. Came back. There was capacitors that were fried out. I had to repair. I mean, it was just a big nightmare.
So for this person, it seems like you've had to work in your hand. And then one thing I like to say is I'm a person that I've received work from someone who've damaged something. And sometimes you're almost amazed. You're amazed at some of the things you see. Was there something that you've seen that you said, and I'm going to just put it out there. Sometimes you see certain things that make you say, this guy should never be doing this.
There was no there was no thermal paste on the CPU heatsink. So that would explain why my fan was running 100 miles an hour when I got it back.
And the reason I asked that, because I am that way. I am one that when I look at everything, I want to make sure it's running prestige. I want it running exactly like I purchased it. But if some things have to change, I'm okay with that. But Absolutely. When you mention no thermal paste, you're right. That's a damaged item waiting to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so this person has had a multitude of systems seem to be coming to the wild that we're hearing about. For you, what is the number of total systems that you've heard at least come to you or someone that you know that has been damaged by this installer?
I've had 3 personally come to me, but they were before he started doing OLEDs. So they
Now, let me
were,
ask
I think
you.
one was a Switch Lite and the other 2 are version 1s.
Okay. So let me ask you, for the OLED models, if I had to say a difficulty rating from 1 to 10, what would be your number for difficulty for OLED installs?
Well, I did it the Reball style before the Dat Zero adapter came out, and I would say that's a 10 or an 11 out of 10. But after the Dat Zero adapter came out, it's probably a 6 or a 7. It's up there, but it's not too crazy.
So, just to give some background on this, because I'm not too familiar with the Dat Zero adapter, but does that adapter somehow, because I know there was a point under the chip that had to be reached. Is that where the Dat Zero adapter comes in?
That's correct. It slides under there and makes contact, and it gives you an external point that's not under the chip to solder the jumper wire to.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I can imagine that being a 10 or 11 with the Reball. I am scared of Reball, so I'm glad to hear that you can do them, Eric. So now I want to talk about this individual, and I want to let you know first from my end, okay, this individual actually contacted me the week before last, before I did my podcast episode, and said, hey, I want you to bring this up. I see this is happening to me. I feel like people are bandwagoning and they're just jumping on me unfairly. Can you mention this? I mentioned it in my podcast and it backfired. It was even worse. A meme came about. This guy was getting messages from everything. He didn't even message me back. He was upset at me, I feel like. But he finally messaged me back and he said, hey, today I don't want any parts of it. Do you think this guy is having everything done fairly for him, like his own mistake? Hey, you gotta reap what you sow, or is it unfair?
To a certain point, it's a reap what you sow. And then to another certain point, it's, there's a lot of people jumping on the bandwagon, I believe, that are just saying, oh, don't send your stuff to him. Don't send your stuff to him. From what I've heard, he does have a lot of personal issues going on right now. I believe he does know how to do the installs and he probably has the capabilities to do it. But for some reason, not 100% of them are getting done properly.
No, and you said it right. I don't usually dig into personal issues, but I can say they have mentioned to me personal issues. And, I'm from the old school. I'm 38. So when I hear a lot of mental issues, we seem to think, hey, we all dealt with mental issues growing up. We didn't need shrinks. We didn't have to, cry to somebody about what we're depressed about. We just dealt with it. Do you think that today's age of people coming up seem to take this mental, because this person I do know has told me they've dealt with some mental issues. Do you think that it's different from the younger generation to the newer generation, or do you think that, hey, this individual probably suffers from something different than everyone else?
I have to say both on that as well. I believe today's generation, my kids, for example, they're getting 5 mental health days a year now. Mental health days. Like they don't have enough days off of school already. I'm a little bit older than you, so I've come from the same thing, man. It's like deal with the shit, move on.
No, I'm with you on that. I was one that I've been depressed before. Okay, it was no big deal. I got depressed. I called some other girls, had a couple good nights, and I was over. Yeah. You know what I mean? That was it. It was as simple as that. But nowadays, especially with this individual, from what I've been hearing, he's been dealing with a lot of issues that have personally hindered or at least changed the performance of the systems that he work on. So do you think if anyone is dealing with something personally, and let's say they depend on revenue from these systems to pay rent, if you're dealing with personal issues and it affects your business, do you think this person should just say, the hell, no systems, I'm dealing with personal issues, let me get this straight before I move on to business, or hell, you got to do what you got to do?
If they're dependent on them as their main source of income, I would want the best version of me working on everybody's consoles. So yeah, I would say, hey, you guys are gonna have to give me a little bit of time to get my life back in order and get things back on track.
Well said, because I think the same way. I think, hey, if this is something serious to me, let me make sure I'm in the best state of mind so I can move forward and give customers legendary customer service. I want customers to rave about me. And believe it or not, I have people still from Xbox 360 days who come to me say, hey, can you modify new systems? Can you do that? Because the customer service was so good. Yeah. Let me say this person, if you've heard anything about the customer service, where would this person's customer service rank from 1 to 10?
I'm not going to give him a 1 because he was very open communicating with me about everything. I think there was a bunch of crap that happened that I didn't agree with. Okay. And at the end of the day, he did pay me for the console and make it right, but this was 6 months after the fact. So I would probably rate him at about a 3-4.
Okay. All right. Now, in that experience for you, what could have changed to make you raise that number up a little higher? Would it be refund the money a little faster? Would it be item intact faster? What would have raised that up for you?
Probably just work, 100% working console from the get-go.
And that's been something common I've been hearing with these OLED models. It seems like a lot of people are getting their systems working, and I can't say from all installers because I've only been in this with this one installer, but it seems like everyone that's having the issue has an OLED model. Is it just this installers having difficulty with one model, or does it seem to be a consistent thing from older to new models?
I've cut communications with him since then, so I really don't know exactly what's been going on. Like I said, I personally had 1 light and 2. Actually, I think they were V2s, not V1s, that came back from him. I just did a light today that was actually returned from him that had flux all over the inside of it and was smelling like burning metal. So that's all repaired now. But it does sound like the absolute broken consoles are all narrowed down to the OLED.
Yeah, and I would just say this, because I've actually done an install, and I can tell you, I know what you mean by the flux. I made sure that after I did my install, I actually did the cleaning. I cleaned up all the flux and made sure things were running. I did a stupid mistake. I didn't unplug the battery, okay? But everything worked. Idiotic mistake. Don't ever do it without unplugging the battery. Never. But I did it. And everything was still working fine. But you're right. You typically want to go and clean up flux and clean up everything to make it as neat as possible for the customer. For you, a turnaround time, because we hear this a lot. Some people say, hey, based on the life you live, you have kids, you have a 9 to 5, maybe you play basketball with your family on certain days. You can't install all the time. What is let's say an okay turnaround time for you if you're sending your system to someone?
I'm not going to lie. My turnaround time is probably horrible compared to some other people. I work 50 to 60 hours during the week. And I tell people from the get-go, hey, the Saturdays and Sundays is really the only time I have to mess with this stuff. So if I get your console on a Friday, hey, I'll get it done to you the next day, and I'll have it back out to you on Monday when the post office opens. If I get their console on Monday or Tuesday, I'm not going to get till Saturday. I'll have it back out to you on Monday.
and nothing's wrong with that, because we all understand that people are doing it, it's in your spare time. So it's not like you're out here, I'm not 24/7 just humping these out, but you got a 9 to 5, a Monday through Friday, you're working. So the weekend you can crank out everything. I think most people understand that with communication. This person, though, that we're speaking about, had a recent issue happen where now they need to crank out as many systems as possible. Do you think that is a setup for failure doing that?
By yourself, more than likely, yes. You're gonna make small mistakes, and I think they're gonna start compounding themselves, and it's gonna turn into a mess. If he had somebody that was competent with him, that was maybe tearing the consoles down, giving him the motherboards to solder on, and then putting the consoles back together, it might work a little bit better. But by himself, I think after time, it's gonna end up being a problem.
So, Eric, let me ask, if you had advice, let's say you're the manager. I got this guy under me who's working. He does great install work, but he's having issues speaking to people. He's having issues relating certain messages that he's trying to do. What would you do to fix the problems that this individual is having? Do you think it can be fixed, or do you think it is a personal issue, outside of that person that nobody else can control?
Well, hopefully he's listening to your podcast and he's taking everybody's advice that's calling and talking to you and takes that to heart. I mean, that would be one step. If he was working for me at a company, I probably would have a customer service rep doing his talking for him and let him continue doing his installs. If that was the only problem. Hopefully that, I mean.
No, I'm laughing because it's so true. We've been there where someone does great work. Hey, this is the best IT guy I got. But I know, do not put him on a phone.
Exactly.
Okay? Just don't put him on a phone. He's a great guy. But
yeah, there was sometimes I had a blast talking to him on the phone. There was other times where it wasn't such a blast. He was very irate about some things in his personal life, and I didn't really necessarily need to hear that stuff.
And me myself, I would say I could also say a touche to that, because also the same thing with me. I've been hearing a lot of the drama. And I say, yo, I understand you got some personal issues going on, but we all handle things differently. For me, a personal issue for you, I might just say, hey, slap him.
Exactly.
That might be a resolve for you. Okay, so for this person, I think that a lot of the drama they have, they're putting on themselves, but that's just my own personal feelings. And I let them know that. So it's not like, I'm just not saying that. So, Eric, I want to say, you've been doing install. So one thing I want to say is that if someone says, I want an install, and you do not have a chip, do you take the install and wait for the chip? Or do you tell that person, hey, hold on, wait till I get a chip first, then I will contact you back?
I personally don't stock chips because I never know when my personal life's going to allow for me to use them, and I don't want a whole bunch of money sitting around. I usually tell people I work case by case basis with people. If they're not comfortable ordering the chip and they want to PayPal me the money to order the chip, I'll do that and tell them, hold on to your console until I get it. I'll let you know. If otherwise, I will give them, I've provided links to people on where to get the chips from a pretty reputable person on a certain site to get them from.
Nice.
And I let them order it, and then they mail me the chip with their console, however they want to do it.
Okay. No. That's nice. That's exactly how I would do it. And a lot of times I think transparency is best. You're just letting them know, hey, I work. I'm not going to be able to get to your system. And a lot of people, I've never had someone say, oh, well, I'm not going to send you my system because you work Monday through Friday. Everybody seems to understand. Yeah. And I'm with you. I would say, okay, I understand. I work Monday through Friday. Send it to someone else.
Yep.
But I've never had that issue. Have you ever had someone tell you, you know what? You work Monday through Friday. I need someone who's going to be, there 24/7 for my system.
I'm honestly pretty surprised. I've never had that issue come up, and I've never had an issue where somebody says, oh man, that's way too much money. Either one of them. And I'm very surprised by that. The community that I've worked with has been some very cool people out there. There's some of them I still keep in contact on a daily basis with. And, they'll ask me questions, or I have a couple guys that just, hey man, how's your day going? I've met some really great people out there. But no, I'm
with you on that.
Yeah, I've never had anybody say, oh, that's too long. I ain't waiting that long, because I would straight up tell them, well, that's fine. Go find somebody else to do it. That's what I got. Take it or leave it.
I'm right with you. I had the same thing. There's people that I've spoken with that I've helped them with version 1s, and believe it or not, I'm still speaking with them. We're talking about random things that have nothing to do with version 1s, but they know that I'm at least not going to bullshit them. I'm not going to lie to them. I'm going to tell them what I know, and that's why they come to me. So, Eric, no, I appreciate that. Now, Eric, I know I got Magnus and Joe here, so hold on. I'm going to bring Joe in for a second. All right. Joe,
what's up, Joe? Let me introduce Eric. When I get busy with the restaurant, I don't have time to do my repacks. This is the man, Eric Lehman. Is that how you pronounce your last name? Lehman?
Correct.
Okay. He's the one who takes my repacks and updates them for me. He's really smart. He's great with the switches. We've been working together for about a little over a year now. He's a great person. So, every time I post the repacks on the Nickmoses05 Facebook page, basically about 4 or 5 months, they've been all his repacks because I've been too busy at the restaurant. And I appreciate you helping out me and Nick and the Switch scenes. We're growing really big on Nickmoses05 and also on the Switch Modding and Homebrew group. I recommended Eric to the Switch and Modding Homebrew group, and now he's a moderator. So he's a great person.
Thanks, Joe. Feel the same way about you.
Thank you.
No, and I'm glad you guys said that because Eric doesn't know, but we are growing tremendously. Eric, I'm going to put you on the group. We're going to get you on there, okay? I'm going to add you on there. We need you to get, so you can just see. But the analytics, we are growing. The YouTube, growing like crazy. Then we got the TikTok. Then we got the Twitter. We got the Twitch. We got everything. So this MoFan brand, I'm trying to take, all over. But Eric, I must say, thank you for that. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. And I've told you, Nick, anytime you want to come over here to Rockford and check out an OLED install, you're more than welcome.
Yo, you know what? I'm glad you said that. I will be in Rockford, okay?
Nickmoses05 live on location of an install.
Hey, I want to say this one thing. A big circle jerk. I like Timothy. Let me put that up. Big old circle jerk, Timothy, okay? That's for you. But I will say, I went to Rockford not that long ago. I was in Rockford at a beautiful hotel, by the downtown.
You still have one of those?
Yeah. Yo, he is okay. Now, Eric, let me say this before you go on. I went to Rockford, right? Beautiful hotel. I come out of the hotel. I ride downtown, and I couldn't find nothing, Eric. What was going on? Rockford is like, what happened?
Nothing's downtown anymore. Everything's all on the outskirts now.
Yeah. It's like nothing's downtown. I'm downtown looking for something, and nothing's there. Crazy. It's crazy. But I will say Rockford, Illinois, huge. Oh, my God. I did not know it was that big.
It's not Chicago size, but yeah, it's pretty good size.
It's a good size. It's a good size. I was riding around thinking I'm leaving Rockford, and they're like, you're still in Rockford. I'm like, what the hell? Okay. Who would have known? But, Eric, I will definitely be out there in Rockford. I'm glad to get you on there. Now,
all right.
Joe, one thing, because I do got Magnus. I got Magnus here, want to say something, but I want to ask you, Joe, for being someone that has worked with this person. We all know who this person is. We're trying to be respectful a little bit. Okay. Joe, for you, is there anything, if you were to have some advice for this person, is there any advice you would give that maybe could possibly help the individual?
Sometimes I'm going to use me as an example. Sometimes I get depressed and I get in a negative way with working too many hours and you just get so much shit dumped on you. You just need to take it a day at a time. And like I said in the last podcast, sometimes the negatives will help you more than the positives will. Just today I had a lady complain about an entree. Oh, that's fine. Because you know what? The negatives always help more than the positives. Oh, great job, great job, great job. You get so used to the great job, great job, great job. You just have a high, you live on your high horse. You have a little hat and a monocle. You need to always take constructive criticism. And like
Absolutely,
I was telling
Joe.
Yep. Like I was telling the other person we're talking about, it sucks what happened with the Facebook pages, and I feel really bad about that. But definitely start your own process, get your own pages going. And if you don't feel mentally stable of doing the chips and doing the installs anymore, take a break from it. You're better off doing a couple of consoles with an excellent precision execution than trying to get a whole bunch of consoles in at once. Because when I was really active in the groups, I had, not lying, 20, 30, 40 people message me with help. I just started with one person at a time, and that was it. You can't take on so much work that you're just going to pull your hair out. It's not worth it, and just take it a day at a time, And
I want to say this. Me, myself, I did Xbox 360 systems, and I remember when I was grinding. And you know what was happening during that moment? I would take every system that somebody brought. I knew I couldn't sit here and solder 3 systems tonight, but hey, bring it on. Okay, and now I got a stack of systems, and I'm letting them know, hey, you got to wait in line because I got these systems. Do you think someone should stack systems and tell people there is a queue? Or do you think it's more to take a system as it comes in and to send it out, and that's a better way to handle units that come in?
I mean, I can't speak about it. Eric can speak about it, but just as running a business and everything, you can stack queues and everything, but you have to be 100% honest with the customer and say, hey, look, it's going to be a 3-month wait because I have 20 or 30 systems to do. You need to just wait. And if they don't want to wait, say, okay, no problem. Mail your system back to you. And when you feel ready and when I have less work to do, you're more than welcome to mail it back to me and I'll take care of it. But always honesty is the best policy. Even with my business, it's different. It's food. It's not installation service and hacking services. I'm honest with the customer. One time a customer ordered something. They were a vegetarian. They didn't realize meat was in the dish. I don't care. I ate the $30 entree. Here you go. Here's another entree on the house. You know, sometimes you have to eat losses. Any business has this. You just need to do it.
Absolutely. That's what I tell people up front. I was like, I do it on the weekends. I got 4 of them already. You might have to wait one more weekend. You can wait another week to send it out to me if you want, whatever makes you comfortable. But this is what's going on. This is a situation that I personally have going on.
Y'all said it best. Now, gentlemen, I got some other people to bring on. Joe, you know how we go back. Ajax, Flapjacks, back. I need to come out there to Pennsylvania, man. I'm mad I left.
I really loved it. I love that you guys and Chelsea came down. The little one came down. It really meant a lot to me because, like I told you before, I got close friends that I knew longer than you that lived 30 fucking minutes away from me. They won't even come and visit me at the restaurant, but you guys drove in 11 hours. First time we met in real life, it was like just I was telling my dad how grateful I was.
It was nothing for me. I said, shit, we doing it. Wife is down. We all down. Okay, we riding for you. We want damn Dante's Italian bistro and pastry to be 3-4 stores all over damn Pennsylvania. That's
right.
Okay.
I tell you what, I've seen some of the pictures, and I want to get over there and try some of it.
You got to come down next, Eric, when you got time. Bring the wife and kids.
Absolutely.
Bring the wife and kids, man. I tried the ravioli. I can tell you, I'm a sucker for ravioli. And Joe made it. Joe was back there by himself. What the hell are you doing, Joe? How do you bang out 3 people eating dinner by yourself? I don't.
Because he works 17 hours a day now.
Yeah. Oh, well, energy drinks too.
He does. He does work like 17 hours. Joe, Eric, you guys, I'm going to holler at you. I got to bring in some others, but I appreciate you guys. I really appreciate you guys coming.
And thanks for coming on the show, Eric. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
thanks, Joe.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to talk to you guys later.
All right.
Take it easy.
See you
later. All right. Now, here we go. Now, this is one person I haven't brought on yet. Chris, I see you there, Chris. I'm going to save you for last. Chris, you the best. Okay, so I'm just letting you know. Magnus and Minna are 2 people that I want to bring in real quick. So, Minna, I have you on the line now. How you doing, Minna? Minna, can you hear me okay? Can you hear me? Can you get the audio? Is audio good? Let me know. Okay, I don't see the audio moving on this end. So it's almost like your mic's not going. But, I'm here. I'm here with you. Now, while we're waiting on you, I'm just going to pull up some other comments. He said hit the unmute. We all do the same damn mistake. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Can you hear me now? All right. But I will say this. I'm glad to say that Eric and Joe came on. Both of those gentlemen, thank you. Thank you, guys. So we've been growing like crazy, and thank you guys for helping this MoFan movement. I really appreciate it. Minna is one person I want to speak with. Minna, I want to get you on here. Please let your microphone
on. Is it still not working? Nah, it's fine now.
I hear clearly now, Minna. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good. Now, Minna, before you go in, I'm just going to preference that I don't know this, Minna. I'm going to ask you, since I have you on the line. Someone told me that you personally don't like that individual. Am I right on that?
No, you're not.
There we go. Okay. That's what I need to hear. So, Minna, usually the people that have, no care in the world about the situation usually give you the real. So, Minna, let me ask you, this meme that's been floating around, do you think it's too harsh or you think it's right on point?
I'm going to be completely honest. I haven't seen it.
Okay. All right. So I'll preference it Okay, but it's something along the lines of like a guy walking by with, his girl, and another fine girl walks by or something like that. And then it's something along the lines of like, someone destroying Nintendo Switches and a slap is involved and some other trap. So nonetheless, the whole preference of it is that one individual is destroying Nintendo Switches. So we're going to dive deep into this. But Minna, let me ask you, are you someone that's familiar with this individual?
Very.
Okay. Are you familiar with this individual's work on Nintendo Switch systems?
Since the start.
Okay. All right. That's what we need. So since the start. So Minna, I'm going to go ahead. We're going to unpack all of this. So Minna, why specifically does this individual sit on the bad side of your nerves?
Okay, so oh boy, I'm really gonna go in now.
Hey, give it to us.
All right, so why does he sit on my nerves? Because first things first, he, like it was mentioned earlier, he's upcharging on the chips that I'll tell you right now, does not cost $170. So if you're gonna go out here and you're gonna tell a customer, yeah, this chip was 170, when in reality AliExpress has them for 120, you're already dicking a customer for $50.
Now, Minna, and I want you to continue, Minna, because this is good. This is what I need. But I will agree. This same person I actually sent forward to someone that I work with, and they reached out to him. And their complaint, they had one complaint. Their complaint was it was overpriced. So continue.
All right. That's the first thing. Second thing, he says he never claims to be the best or whatever. I've had plenty of messages that are now unsent in my chat with him, which completely fine. I don't give a shit. He says one thing and portrays a different personality when he was posting in groups. That's my problem with it. That's point number 2. Point number 3 is when you fuck up and you come telling me, and I quote, how much would you charge to fix 2 of these? And then he asks me, or he talks to me as if he's expecting some sort of discount because there's more to fix. I'm not giving you a discount to go fix your mistakes on OLED installs. You are lucky I'm going to even fix them for you in the first place, because to me, a repair is nice and clean money.
I'm trying not to just laugh, man, but you're right. I will have to say you're right on that, because if I'm fixing a mistake for you, I'm fixing a mistake for you. One, you should be grateful because you still get to keep your business going. Nobody's got to know you screwed up. Nobody's got to know any of that. You can keep your business intact, which is, by the way, happens in business all the time. Okay. They screw up, they go to someone else and they help out, and, so that's fine. But this individual seems to have a problem with you now. Is that correct?
He can have a problem with me. I don't really care.
And I don't know. I will say, I will let you know how to keep it real. I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. He hasn't told me himself he had a problem. Okay. He didn't even mention any specific names. But I know from what I've been sent. Okay. That's why I said, Minna, you have been on top of this from day one. So this person, I want to ask, if you had any advice for this person, what would be your advice to get them to maybe understand why these problems are happening?
These problems are happening because you are not as skilled as you think you are. Stop working on OLEDs. I'm just going to flat out stop working on OLEDs. When you fuck up a resistor, an 0201 resistor, and you can't replace it, and now the switch is stuck purple screening because you've burnt a resistor out of its rated spec because you don't know how to turn down an iron, stop working on them. It's that simple. If you're not in a good mental state, if you are not physically capable, I don't care. If there is a reason that you can't do the job, don't fucking do the job. Simple as that.
trying to
Okay,
hold
and
it
I get it. You're out of a job. You need to make money. Sure, whatever. But don't waste other people's time and try and hustle people by saying, "Oh, this chip broke. I'm not going to return the chip. I need you to get me another chip," and then just do a bunch of shady shit. I don't give a fuck if you have a problem with me. Treat the customer correct.
Yo, you know what? I'm trying to hold it together, man. I'm trying, but you're right. Yeah, I'm one of those people that
Hold up.
I work a
My
job.
audio went out again.
And you're
Fun
fine. You're fine.
stuff.
I'll just continue running
Audio
my mouth. But I
output.
will say, I'm one of those people that I work a job where I deal with customer service every day. I take pride. I get all tens. You know why? Because my concern is making sure my customer is happy. You know, sometimes it comes at the disadvantage of the business I work for. Whereas, hey, you guys have bad software. Maybe, hey, we need to accommodate this customer for the inconvenience. So I believe in accommodation. Okay, whereas they may say no accommodation. Do you think that this person that we're speaking about feels entitled in a way? Now, Minna, are you there with me? I know Minna said the audio went out. I heard the audio went out. Oh, Minna's gone. It's okay. It's okay, Minna. We got Magnus right on deck. Magnus, what's going on?
Not much. Can you hear me good?
I can hear you good, Magnus. So, Magnus, you've been one. You chimed in earlier. You've heard everybody kind of give their spills. Speaking about different stories, we even had a customer explain his own personal experience. He actually don't have no problem. He's like, hey, long as my switch comes back fine, I'm fine with everything. Do you think, Magnus, that if you were in the seat of this other installer, let me ask, how would you have handled someone calling you back about a system purple screening? How do you handle that?
Well, first of all, I would say, what did you do to cause that to happen? Because when I had it, it didn't do that. However, I first make sure the customer, once he gets it, to turn it on and tell me what happens. So if it's all good and it purple screens, then because what I know now, either the wire from CMD popped off to the resistor top, or the resistor went bad. But that's not the case for the systems that had been repaired. They didn't go out to a customer. I don't think there is a customer that got a purple screen switch from that individual. They didn't make it that far.
Damn.
Which is good. It didn't make it that far.
Okay. So the purple screen, if you can explain, Magnus, what does the purple screen mean?
Sorry, my wife's trying to talk.
No, you good, man. I know how it goes. You know.
Purple screen basically means that the system cannot read a portion of the NAND, if I'm correctly. NAND wants to be popped in.
Okay. All right. And I'm glad you mentioned that. So if you see a purple screen, would your first thought be, hey, someone didn't solder correctly? Or would it be something software-wise that's the issue?
Well, so the way you're talking is if the customer got it and had it, like they received it like that. That's not what the customers are receiving. The customers are receiving the purple light of the chip itself flashing constantly and not doing anything else.
No, you're right.
Purple screen and that light, that flashing light, two different things that we're talking about.
No, you're right. It seems like the one that has went around was the purple screen because there was a post that was reshared. And that seems to be... Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I posted that. Wasn't talking about the individual. I was just saying, in general, be careful of the people that you have as your installers, because you never know what they're doing. Pretty much. I didn't have that installers name there. A post later when Eric asked me who it was that I was fixing it for, I said JJ. Now, when I said that, I didn't mean it as in what the main post was. What I said was about JJ. It was just a general thing.
No, and I will say, I read the post. I didn't see his name mentioned until about a couple comments down. It was sent. Now, since we know we're talking about the same post, okay, this post was sent to me from that person. They said, yo, what is going on, Nick? Help me. People are out here trashing me. This is my desktop. Nobody can't say it's not me. They know it's me. It's got my desktop on there.
There's not much of the desktop that you can see. I mean, it's just this blue mat.
And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know that until he said it. So I could just back you up on that. I didn't even know until he let me know that, hey, that's this. And then I looked at it and I said, oh yeah, you can tell. But it didn't stick out to me right away. So one thing I want to do, Magnus. Now, Magnus, have you spoke with Minna at all?
Pretty much every day.
Okay, so I'm gonna add Minna on here because Minna, we lost you in the chat a moment ago. Minna, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so you both have spoke on this issue multiple times. So, Minna, you were saying something. I know we got cut off before, but where were we at before when we got cut off? I think we were talking about this situation.
I'll be honest, I don't remember. My audio cut out completely. Then I couldn't hear what you said, and then I
figured that's what happened. Okay, so let me ask you this, Minna. One thing as being a consumer, and I want a lot of consumers to hear this because being a consumer, the biggest worry is not getting your system back. A lot of people just want to feel comfortable. So if I'm a customer and I reach out to you, what are some of the things that you would give me to make me feel comfortable to say, okay, I can trust this guy?
Some references.
Okay.
As a consumer, it depends. What would be my skill level? So like if I knew absolutely nothing about it and I just know, hey, this guy installs, I'd just be like, okay, give me, a couple references that are happy with the work you've done.
Okay.
Simple enough.
How many references? And Magnus, Minna, either one, how many references is enough? Like how many before you feel like, okay, I trust this guy?
Three. Honestly, not a lie. If you can, as a regular person, just going up to somebody else that does something for or provides a service for whatever amount of money, if you can show me 3 people that are happy with your work, then cool.
Nice. Now, I know the OLED models came out and there was a lot of different changes. Is this a situation where this person just doesn't want to take advice from anyone for OLED models? Or I've heard, okay, and Minna, you've been wanting to say this person just doesn't know how to solder. What makes you come to that conclusion? What did you see yourself that made you say, yo, this dude don't know what he doing?
He flicked the resistor off and then was incapable of putting it back on. Like, it's just that simple. You take a part off. I'll be straight up on live here. I have messed that up too. I forgot that I've had my chisel tip on and I have swiped away that resistor. No, I've done it. It like no big deal. For me, all I did was go grab another one, put it on, and I'm fine. If you can't fix your mistake, you shouldn't be working on the device. Simple as that.
And I would say, well said, because I feel the same way. I have myself knocked off a resistor. And guess what? I'm not an expert. I will say that resistor is so small that if I dropped it on my floor, I might not have found it.
Oh, yeah, because you're not going to see it. It's 2 millimeters by 1 millimeter. Congratulations. It's in Narnia.
You're right. But I was able to solder that on. And it wasn't the prettiest of solder jobs, but it worked and I could close everything fine. So that was good enough for me. This person you've mentioned, but I've heard someone else mention that this person cannot solder on resistors. Is that something that needs like a steady hand? Is that something that should be able to
Steady
do for everyone?
hand,
Or give me some background.
decent tip. A good pair of tweezers.
Okay.
Like not a lot, just steady hands.
Yeah.
And just to be clear here, he had issues soldering at like from the get-go back in the day when the Switch chip actually came out. I remember 2020, June 2020, July 2020. Him and I spoke for the first time, and he was really struggling with the NAND flex for the light. Back then, I talked him up. I said, it just takes some practice. Keep doing what you're doing. You'll get better eventually. And he did get better. I will give credit where it's due. He did improve. But the thing is, like I said, if you're not capable of fixing something that you messed up, you shouldn't be working on it in the first place. It's just that simple.
So you're one minute that has spoken to this individual. Magnus, you have as well. How does this individual handle criticism?
He gets mad. That's all. He just gets mad.
So,
he gets really defensive and gets really mad.
Now, I will say I haven't had a chance to come into the opportunity of criticizing someone. I've been criticized. There's been things. I've even been criticized of the way I handled this situation. Okay, I felt like for me, myself, just to let you both know, this was someone that I did not want to make the situation worse. I feel like when I brought it to life on the channel, there was so much more than came out of it. Let me ask you both, Magnus and Minna, am I wrong? If this person is my friend, was I wrong from bringing this to light? What would you say if you were him and I was the one that brought this to light? Am I at fault at some point?
No, not at all.
Okay, I feel better. I feel better. And you know, me, myself, I'm only addressing concerns. And by the way, I mentioned at the beginning, I did message him. I literally told him before we started today, I want you to call in first. That way, anything you have to say, any way you feel, let that off your chest first before I let anybody else come on. And that person said, nope, I want to stay away from all the drama. So that was it.
And that's fine. That's fine. The only reason I'm even doing this is just so that people know, hey, if you have issues, and here's the other thing. I'm not going to mention who, but in a screenshot that I have seen where a customer reached out to him and said, hey, I'm having issues with my Switch. All he did was complain about how he was sick. He just woke up, blah, 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 whatever. You don't brush off a customer. It's just that simple. You don't tell them later when I get up out of bed. You reply. They paid money, didn't they? Shouldn't you you should be providing customer service. They paid you a solid $160 or whatever the fuck you charge. He charges more than me.
You preaching right. And one thing I can say is I have customers still to this day that I worked with previously that say, hey, Nick, can you help me update my Switch? And then I go, sure. And they say, hey, I want to just give you $20. You know, it's one of those things.
I've had that too, where they don't want to deal with it. They just say, hey, you took, I've had customers say, you've taken the time out of your day to help me out for free. I want to give you a tip. Do you have a PayPal? Do you have Cash App? Do you have whatever? And they have given me $20, $25 just as a, here you go. Thank you for helping me. If you treat people good from the start,
I agree.
they come back and they will spoil you rotten.
Yeah, I will double down on that. That same thing with me. There is customers still today that I've worked with 2 years ago that literally still message me for advice. So I'm with you on that. You're right. If you treat the customer right, they're not going to go to anyone else. Why would they? They have someone they can actually trust through all this mess that's going on.
Just to be clear, and just to be like just 100% clear here, I've had 2 switches come back to me for purple light, then red light. Red light just means the most critical point, your data 0 adapter fell out of alignment, whatever. I personally use my original adapter that doesn't have any anchor points, is very generic, and you have to solder mask it down. Okay, it works, but if you drop your switch or whatever, it's gonna move. Some of my customers, obviously, they go to kids. You know, they're playing games. They drop their switch, it's gonna move. Then they tell me, "Hey, I'm looking through the vent at the bottom. I see this red light. What does it mean?" I tell them, "Hey, it means this fell or this moved. That is the error that corresponds with that specific, result." Send it back, and I don't even care. I did one back in November.
Okay.
Like when I first made the adapter, literally, I think 2 weeks ago, he hit me up, said, "Hey, I'm getting a red light. Can you please take a look at it?"
Nice.
I don't care how many months later it is. You just tell me, "Can you look at it?" I will look at it. I don't even charge to look at it.
Nice. I like that.
I don't I don't care if it's 6 months, a year down the line. If it was something I previously touched, I will look at it.
And you know what, Minna, you sounding like, I don't know if you out here promoting yourself, Minna, but if I'm going to somebody, you sounding like the type of person I want to go to.
But let me just make this clear. Don't come to me. I'm not doing an install for you. Unless I know who you are or you are a close friend of mine, I'm not doing shit for you.
Oh, I like that. Drop a bomb for you, Minna. That's what I'm talking about. And I respect that. I understand why with everything that's going on. Now, Magnus, Minna, I got someone else who's going to come on. Is there anything either one of you have to say? I got more that are coming on. Anything you got to say before you out?
One thing real quick. Purple screen is a burnt resistor, and basically what that resistor does, it's the command signal. The reason you're getting a purple screen is because the eMMC can't communicate with the Tegra the commands that it's specifically sending it. So basically, it doesn't think that there's an eMMC there. So when you burn up a resistor, basically the console thinks, "Hey, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing." You replace the resistor, you restore communication. That's all it is. Red light is your data 0 99% of the time. And to be completely honest, I'm surprised I've never seen a clock issue in terms of soldering. If you ever rip up your clock, your console just won't turn on. I've seen it one time. It's been repaired. So if for some reason you don't have power, check your clock.
Man, are you dropping knowledge? Yo, Magnus, Minna, they need to holler at y'all. I'm going to just go ahead and drop a bomb for you. Got any questions? Holler at these gentlemen. Okay. I appreciate you both spending the time. I know I got Eric. I got a couple others there. But I appreciate you gentlemen both. That information is going to be well used because a lot of purple screens and the red light, especially with the OLED models. So I'm glad you cleared that up. No one should have any problems now understanding that. Thank you.
Yep.
And both you gentlemen enjoy. I will be hollering at y'all later. You know how we do. We in the Discord and all that. I got y'all. Later, my dude.
Later.
All right. Now, we got a couple others. Now, I'm going to see. My manager, too. I tried to bring my manager in earlier. But the audio was... What's up, man? Don't time your audio working. What's up, man? You on the laptop. My manager, y'all had to bring my manager in, let him know the show's going good. We ain't having no problems. We going good. Can I keep the show going? Is it okay?
Yeah, man. Bring Magnus back up.
I had to make sure. You said bring Magnus back up?
Yeah, both of them.
Now, hold up. No, I'm not doing it, Chris. My manager be with the stuff, y'all. My manager be with the stuff. I be having to talk to my man. Why you want me to bring up Magnus? Why?
I got something to say, baby.
What you gotta say to Magnus, Chris? Talk to me. What you gotta say to Magnus?
Just bring it back up, man.
Hey, Chris, let me ask you something. I'm gonna ask you something. Since you running the show, let me ask you something. I give you a system, right? You send me the system because you say, Nick, I want you to hook it up with everything. All the games, make my system look good. I hook it up for you. I give it to you. You pay me $300 for me to make your system look pretty. And a week later, your system stops working. What do you do the moment your system stops working?
Now get a new one. Just get a new one.
Yo, you know what? I'm glad you said that, because guess what? That was a smarter answer than what I've been hearing all day. Okay, because when I was messaging earlier today before I got to the live stream, everybody ain't saying I'll just get a new one. You know what they saying? Oh, I'm a message the installer and I'm going to say this.
Let's throw the old laptop away and let's screw it. Go to the store and buy a new one, you know?
You dropping that knowledge. Now, somebody said my soundboard ain't working. Oh, no, hold up. I can't have that. You can't have my soundboard not working. Hold up. They got me.
I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me?
The soundboard, I can't have me dropping bombs and nobody hearing my bombs.
Oh,
ain't nobody. Forget it. The sound's done. Right. The sound's done. We ain't even gonna worry about it. For some reason, it ain't showing up. I'll find all that later. Oh, you know what?
But yo, man, is back up, please.
So let me ask you this: since you've been listening to the whole entire show, how you feel about this dude that everybody's coming down on? Everybody's coming down on this man. My manager, Big OG Chris. How you feel about everybody coming down on him?
They shouldn't.
Okay, they should. Why do you think they shouldn't? Why?
Because okay, good. Let me go back for you. Homie, bring it back for you.
You know what I mean? To me, myself, I'm gonna tell you, the dude's cool with me. Never had a problem with the dude. He's been cool with me. I've never had no issue. But it seems like lately there's been a lot of people coming forward with some broke stuff. And they're saying this guy is the reason.
It's good for 1 minute. It's good for 1 minute, Nate.
Okay.
Eric, can you come up, please? I need you to.
What's that? What's up?
Agree with me for a minute.
Hold on. Let me see. I think we can hear the gunshots now. We should be able to hear the gunshots. There we go. Sound should be good. We should hear. I should hear the bombs and all that. Sound should be good.
Eric.
There you go.
Madness.
Yo, my manager, OG Chris. I got one other person I want to bring in. OG Chris, what you got to say about this?
Wait.
Talk to me. What's up? Who you want? Who you want me to bring up? Who? Magnus. Hold up. You got to tell me what you saying. What you going to say to Magnus? Magnus, listen. Matter of fact, I got Magnus on the hook right now. What you got to say?
Man, it's big of that stuff, man. Seriously. I mean,
hey, man,
sure.
watch out, man. Boy, crazy.
Wait, no. Bring him back up, please. Please bring him back up.
Yo, he gone. He ain't there. He said, hey.
Yo.
He said, DM me on Facebook.
Bring over.
It's a patrol.
Facebook? What did I
He said, DM on Facebook. He said he ain't got time to be, he said, ask him. He said, ask him the question. He ready. He ready for it. What question you got?
No, I don't want to say that he was right. I totally agree. You know.
Hold up. Now, I just want to say this. OG Chris, my manager. I'm about to bring you back on. Okay. I got a couple others, but it's something I got to address real quick. My manager's been here supporting me. I'm glad you got me on time today. Thank you for that. Without you, I wouldn't be on time. It was because of you. I'm on time. Without you, this show don't go on. So, OG Chris, everybody, my manager runs the show.
Oh yeah. No.
Hold it down. It's you. I gave that to you. I don't be usually letting folks run the show, but I'll let you run the show.
Right.
What's up? Now, I got to mention something real fast. What you got to say before I get you out here?
I'm sorry.
No, it's good. It's good. What you got to say?
No, I'm still waiting for you to invite me to try, man.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you're right. I got to get you on there. Next time, we got to get you to the restaurant, man. My bad. I was selfish. That was very selfish.
Man,
you're right. That was selfish. I feel bad. You're right. You made me feel bad. I'm sorry. Next time, I will make sure to bring you so you can enjoy some Italian cuisine from Dante's Italian and Bistro and pastry as well. Okay? I got you. Now, my dog, any last words? I'm about to bring you back on, but I got something I got to address. Anything you got to say?
And described in the Nickmoses05.
My dog! We ain't got to say nothing else, man. You said it. Yo, big OG Chris. You know I'm going to holler at you, my dude. I can't party like him. This man, I'm telling y'all, his dad had a party for him, and it was all types of, let's just say, eye candy around the house. Big OG Chris. Let me give you the bomb. Now, I just want to address this because I see some other people here. I got a message from this individual. I'm not going to listen to it while I'm on the stream because it is 4 minutes long. And I'm not going to play it. I don't think everybody else should hear it. I want to hear what this individual going to say. Okay. But I just want everybody to know that I just received the message. Okay. 4 minutes long, damn near 5 minutes. I might have to take a break. I might have to take a cigarette break and come back off of this one. Shit, I don't know. But obviously, there's a couple things I want to mention first that some of you may not know. This person did watch the previous live stream. They heard everything. They heard what people were saying about the number of switches that were broke, and they did combat certain things. They say, hey, it's not true. You know, this situation was different, and I can respect that because I'm not in there. I don't know the actual situation at hand. But what I can tell you is that multiple people have come forward to me after that episode. Multiple people. So I'm glad you sent me that message. I almost want to listen to it right now, but I know, you know what? Hold on one moment. I'm damn near want to play it. But I know if I don't change my sound right now, all of you guys are going to hear it. So I want to keep it as private as possible. So bear with me here. Just bear with me. I'm not doing it. No, I'm not doing it because I'm going to pluck this up so bad and everybody's going to hear this 5-minute message. So, yo, what we're going to do, great episode. We're going to have an intermission. We'll take time. No, matter of fact, we're going to end it. I know I got a lot to say. And hold on, Magnus. However, I did want to talk about how I've been. You know what, Magnus? Let's get you back on here. Magnus, because I don't want you to be left out. I want to hear that part, Magnus. So, Magnus, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Now, Magnus, you were speaking about how this individual, you were kind of assisting for a while, even going on to last year. Can you fill us in on that?
So, look, he saw the podcast last week. He asked me about it. He still asks me questions. He called me yesterday asking me questions. You know, like I said, I'm still helping the dude out. I've helped Eric out. I've helped King BB out. You know, my go-to guy is Mina. You know, I'll go to him for anything.
Mm-hmm.
But since November, okay, I've seen not only the things that he's done wrong, other customers of his has come to me and, you know, asked me some of the things he's done wrong. And I don't tell him because that's between him and that customer.
True.
But as Mina said, you know, he'll tell you one thing, and then he'll go tell the customer a different thing. Or he'll tell a customer one thing and tell you a completely different thing. That to me is what bothers me.
Great point. Because I admit, on one side of the coin, I think, hey, business-wise, what does it matter? But then I think on the customer side, that would be a big reason or something I would want to know as a customer. I would want to know that. So I'm glad you pointed that out because it's something he may not know. I don't know if he knows, but I'm sure he has heard this from other individuals. And I agree. If I tell you, hey, I'm going to take longer with your switch because I'm waiting on the mod chip. And then I call someone else and say, hey, I actually fucked up the mod chip and I need you to fix it. Now, the customer hears one thing, this person, you know, hears another, and maybe it's nothing. But the problem happens when the customer happens to reach out to someone else and they say, oh, that's your switch? I worked on that. Now we're in a whole ball game. So right. I agree with you, Magnus. So your advice would be to just pretty much be honest and not, you know, tell any tales about what's really going on with the system.
Yes, because really one of the main things that's going on behind the scenes is a lot of the things that he's saying may or may not be true. We don't know.
That's true.
You know, I've heard things that he'll take and a moderator of Facebook will post his work, and then they'll ask, you know, how much do you charge? And then he'll go DM that person and say, hey, you know, don't go to that person. I'll do it for this much, which is undercutting the original post. You know, I don't know if that's true. I have not seen that yet. It would not surprise me, but I don't know.
And I'm glad you mentioned that. That seemed to be what triggered everything. It seemed to be a post that was made. And from what I heard, this person posted under that post, kind of undercutting the original person. And I heard this was not the first, not the second, or not the third time that this has happened. This is why measures went the way they went. Is that how you understand it as well?
That's exactly how. That's the whole reason why all this is coming to light, really.
Yeah,
you know,
that's exactly what I thought. That's
with
exactly
all the
what
lies. Because back in November, I've done 15 switches, but yet you're asking me where do I solder this wire? You know, that makes no sense. But you know, I've never really said anything to him about it. I'm still not, you know, I'm just telling you how it is right now. You know,
and I'm glad you're saying that, because one thing for me, you know, I'm a person, man, I got a big heart. As much as people might think I'm crazy, I'm cold-hearted, or I got a big heart. I'm loyal. So which means if you're loyal to me, I'm loyal to you throughout it all. So this person, I wouldn't care if they damaged 100 Nintendo Switches. If they're speaking to me and they have not wronged me, the only thing I could do is tell them, hey, I'm hearing that people are saying you damaged over 100 Switches. You know, and I can let them know that. That's the least I can do. Okay. But I'm with you on a certain point. I am here on a podcast. If I send someone your way, which I'm thank God that hasn't been the case. I sent one person and they didn't like the price. I'm going to be honest. They just didn't like the price. They said he charged too much. But I haven't sent anyone that had the Switch modified by this person and then come back to me, because I can only imagine people being pissed. Hey, you sent me to this dude. Why would you send me to this? You owe me a new Nintendo Switch and a whole new ball game. Is this kind of what's happening?
Well, with that instance, the customer, he definitely should have, talked to the individual, the installer, and, he could have had the customer try things like open up switch, cut off the VB2 wire, make sure it's not touching anything, see if the console boots. The console boots, there's nothing wrong with the console itself. There's something doing with the wiring or the chip.
I'm glad you said that. Do you think this person, because me and you both know, there are troubleshooting steps to help isolate the troubleshooting steps so you can know what the problem is. Do you think this person is trying to hold information for their own benefit to make more money? Or do you think this person just is oblivious to what's going on?
You talking about the customer?
Yep.
I think the customer, when they saw my post and everything blow up,
yep,
I think they saw that as their chance to, I don't know, possibly try to get a new Switch out of the ordeal, and his might actually be working. I don't know. That's a possibility. Some people like to take advantage of situations. That could be what happened. I don't know.
Now, Magnus, since the last episode with this individual, has anything been brought up about the episode? Have they felt the type of way? Have they not wanted to talk to you, not wanted to address this? Has there been anything you've heard about the scenario?
He's asked me about it. He's asked me what he should do, and I've told him. Whether that customer has reached back out to him and they've talked, I don't know. I haven't really heard anything else.
Yeah, I'm with him. And I've said the same thing. I've let him know that just anybody that has any disputes with you, confront them directly, talk about it, resolve it there, because obviously in the groups, it's not favoring you very good. So just stay out the groups. But Magnus, as always, I love having you here. I'm drinking some real shit today.
Hell yeah.
Okay, I'm not drinking the old, the old soft drinks, the old Zimas, I'm drinking some real shit today. Patron. Okay, bottle of Patron. And I'm wasted right now. Magnus, I appreciate you calling in. Any last words you got to say?
Like and subscribe to Nickmoses. Take your break, and then Eric wants to come back in.
My dog. I got you. I'm going to bring Eric in. Magnus, I'm going to holler at you.
All right. Bye.
Eric, what's up?
What's going on?
What's up, Eric? So, Eric, there was something that you wanted to cover. Let me go ahead and give you the floor now. Eric, is there anything we're missing in this scenario? Is there anything we're leaving out? Or did we pretty much cover everything?
I'm starting to feel like a lot of this is coming with my situation when I dealt with this installer. A lot of the stuff that you and Mena have both talked to, or you and Magnus and Mena have all talked about. I'm sitting here listening to it, and I was like, that sounds like a lot of the scenario that was going on with me.
Okay. So, in the situation that happened with you, was there anything you regretted? Was there anything you changed in the situation or the way
I wouldn't have sent my console to him?
Oh, we got the sound. Mom play on that one. You know what? That is true. You do have the option of never sending the console back.
In all honesty, if he'd have just said, "Yeah, man, I got a chip for you. I'll sell it to you for such and such price," it would have avoided this whole thing between me and him and I anyway. Because that's all I was looking for was a chip to put in a console for my kid.
So let me ask Eric, from you, just personally, and we both been there, where we know we walk into business dealings where we feel like, this person may be a little too aggressive on how they're trying to get me to do this, or this person may be, I don't know if they seem as knowledgeable as someone else. Maybe I should wait. Is there any indicators that you would say for customers to look out for to not have, a month or 2 month wait time on your system or other things? Is there any advice you could give?
Any advice I would give? I've personally had another one of the moderators actually message me. I did his OLED for him. I'm not sure if I think he posted something on his personal page about having it done, but he's very happy with it. He was telling me how this other installer was blowing up his Facebook direct messages every day. Just, hey man, let me get this done for you. Let me do it for you. Let me do it for you. Oh, what's Eric charging you, man? I can do it cheaper. So that is definitely one of the things that happened.
And I will say, this is one thing that me and you both know, that regardless what anyone says, we know the truth. Right. We've been in business. We know when you offer something and you have a group of people that's offering the same service, we know the person that's undercutting everyone. We know them. Okay, absolutely. Because we're the installers and people come to us and say, hey, this person's only charging this. Why are they charging this? And then we're left to explain, hey, I don't know. Maybe they want to, charge less, or maybe they're not using the same type of wires, or maybe it could be whatever. But in this case, we both can agree, if someone is aggressive on pressing a sale, it's usually for a reason. Maybe they need money. Maybe it's just, hey, I want to hurry up and get them while the getting's good. I'm not
absolutely
sure. But it seems like a bad scenario. So for a customer, if you're being pressed to send your system, your recommendation would be to not send the system, or at least hold off until something else.
See what other options are out there. I've personally had people message me. Another thing I want to do is apologize to everybody out there. I have a stack of direct messages that I haven't gotten to because I only have so much time to work on this stuff. But where I was going with this, I've had customers personally message me and they're like, hey, I'm trying to get this done for my kid's birthday or a friend's birthday or whatever. What's your turnaround time? Can you get it? I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't. Let me see, I know a couple people, let me see, that are trusted. And I've sent consoles to other installers that I won't mention names, but
nice.
Just to get it done for the people, just to try to make them happy. I don't go out of my way to beg you and plead you to send me your console. You don't want to send it to me, I don't care. I got, there's other people, or I got other things to do that day, whatever.
Nice. And you know what? That's what a community is built on. If you got a bunch of installers, I'm an installer that loves you, because I'm like, hey, at least I know if he's busy, he's going to send something my way.
That's the main reason I haven't promoted anything for myself. I just don't have the time. Like I said, I work 50 to 60 hours all week. And if I don't have the time, I might know, or the last one that I sent away to somebody, I didn't have a chip in stock. They didn't feel comfortable about ordering one from overseas. I happen to know a guy that had the chip and said, hey, would you mind if this installer did it? He's completely trustworthy. Once you see his name, you'll see his work on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
Absolutely not a problem.
No, I wouldn't have a problem with it at all. Man, yo, Eric, I'm so glad you came on today, because a lot of people listen to the last one. And, it sounds like a big bash him fest, okay? And I didn't want to make this seem like I'm just bashing him, but I'm glad that you were able to clear up a lot of the things. Like you said, it was dealing with your situation. And I do think it's a specific situation. Like it probably...
Your last week episode, I listened to a little bit, and I saw the comment I heard the comment that you made about he had COVID. That was my console he had personally.
Now, I will say this.
I did not force him to work on that console. What I said was, hey, you've had my console for 2 months. You just got the chip in yesterday. I understand you have COVID. If there's any possible way you could get it back to me by the end of the week, I'll throw you an extra $50. That's what I told him.
Oh, damn. You know what, Eric? That makes it worse. That makes it, because it's almost like you're just like, hey, dude, I'll throw you an extra 50. That's love. That's nice.
And that was after 2 months of waiting for 2 different sets of chips to come in, because the first set of chip he ordered, after he told me he had the chips in stock, he had to order the chip. Then he told me the CPU ribbon was bad, so he had to order another chip because they wouldn't refund it to him. So then I waited for 2 different chips to come in. And I said, hey, if you could still get this done, I'll throw you an extra $50.
Damn. Eric, you're a good dude. You're a good dude, man. Hey, not many people also, but I've been there. I've also done the same thing, because your main job is to, hey, I just want to get my system back. Everything's working. I just want to make sure it's straight. You know, I can worry about all the other stuff later. But, you know, hey, and you're also putting more money in his pocket.
Exactly.
So, I don't see nothing wrong with that. But unless the person was having issues, because I've been there where, hey,
I got plenty of those messages where he was having personal issues, and I understand that. But you know, at that time, dude, then just, you know what, say, hey, I'm not going to be able to get to this. Send me my stuff back. I paid for the chip. Send me the chip. Send me the console. I'll do it myself.
Preach. That's the way I feel. And if, you know, if it takes longer and I do it myself, I've had a mistake happen where, hey, I don't feel comfortable desoldering this. Can I send it to you? You know,
Absolutely.
And I send it to someone else. You know,
Absolutely.
It's like,
mistakes happen all the time. We're all human. Like everybody was saying earlier, we've all knocked that resistor off doing an OLED. It happens. That's a tiny resistor, and it's easy to brush up against.
Yeah, I have before this whole thing came about, and I just happened to notice it, thank God. But it's so small, a lot of people don't notice it. And I put it back on there. Terrible job, but it works. So for me, good to go. I don't care. It was my system. I wasn't doing it for anyone else. Okay. Now, Eric, any last words before you out?
No, just enjoyed talking to you and finally meeting you person to person rather than over messages.
Eric,
big shout out to Joe. I hope he comes back pretty soon. We've all missed him in the community.
I know, right? Joe be working so hard, man. We can't even get him.
He's crazy working.
He's crazy. And I've been there. I witnessed it. So I can actually say, Joe, I've got wine that he's made from like apples, you know, that they use for some big event. And he's making all this stuff. I'm like, Joe, sit down. Sit down, Joe. Stop. Okay, stop working. But I understand. So, Eric, I will be out in Rockford, man, and I'll let you know when I'm out there.
All right.
All right, man. Later.
I'll holler at you later.
Later, dude. All right, now everybody, I want to continue this, but I gotta go. You know what? And a lot of people are telling me, listen to the message and come back. Let us know what that message said. But I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna drop off now. I am going to listen to that message. I'm gonna go to the restroom. I'm gonna eat. If it's that nasty, I'm coming back. Okay. But if it ain't that nasty, we good. But if it's nasty, I'm coming back. Other than that, everybody, I appreciate y'all tuning in, whether it's Magnus, Minna, JJ, I know you out there. You ain't got to say nothing. Chris, Eric, Joe, Shane, Chelsea, Timothy, Marcus. I might be leaving you out. Sal, tons of people all through the chat. Nathan, I know you called it. Everybody, man. Edward, I appreciate you guys tuning in. It's much love. Until next week, we will pick this back up unless that message is extra spicy, like a 3-piece with a biscuit. Then I will be back. Other than that, we'll go. Holla!